Let's not joke. We're not joking today.
Hey,
Let's get serious.
Rory still thinks he has to look out for me. All right. Let's get serious. Hold up. Let me hit the drops because I always forget, man.
No, Joe Biden.
Can leave mine out today.
No, Joe Biden.
Why, you're here.
No.
Don't do that. You were so proud of your little nephew's drop. Don't let her rock.
That is my guy too. Shout out to Asher.
Microphone check 1 2. What is this? The JBP boys back to business for now. For now.
Today.
At this current moment.
Yes. What episode is this? 340. Welcome to episode 340 of the Joe Budden podcast. I'm your humble, gracious, grateful, and highly favored host, Joe Budden, here with a few of my nearest and dearest friends. Rory is across from me. Maul is safe at home, safe and sound. Parks is safe and sound. Maul did it again. Parks is safe and sound at home. Erickson is here. Savon is here. Screen Man is here. And I'm certain that out here Rims laughed faint in the background.
Yeah, she's definitely chilling in the kitchen.
I'm so sick of Rim. Anyway. I'll start out with how is everyone doing? That's not for us to spend 20 minutes on how you're doing. We're just going to clear out at first.
I'm good. Bye.
Perfect.
I'm good as well.
Erickson, you good? Savon, you good? Alex, you good? I'm great. All right. So now.
Should we ask anyone else?
No.
Rory,
No,
how
I'm
you
trying.
feeling, Rory?
I've had better days. I've had better Mondays in my life. I'll tell you that much.
Joe, how are you feeling? How was your Monday?
I'm fucking. Why do y'all keep talking about Monday?
Rory had a rough
Every
Monday.
day feels like Monday.
Yeah,
Had
right.
a case
Days
of
don't
Mondays.
really exist.
Oh, I feel really good. I spoke to my dad yesterday, and
How's he doing?
He sounds like better than ever. He sounds more like his old self, so I'm really
Good.
happy about that. Shout out to
Good.
Shout out to my
Glad
pop.
to- glad
I
to hear
love
that.
you. I'm so glad that you are in the recovery mode and appear to have beaten this thing, even though a lot of his friends are dropping dead. So I mean, I don't want to start
that's
that way.
unfortunate.
Rest in peace to anybody that we lost out there.
Rest in peace. It's Tommy Uzo. He was a engineer. He did Muddy Waters and all Eric Sermon stuff. He's passed away from cancer. I guess today
wow.
or yesterday.
Damn, rest in
that's
peace.
That's horrible.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
From cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a concern of mine. Some of the pre-existing conditions that people had, and how they're faring with this COVID shit. But my dad is doing good. So I'm
That's good.
thankful about
Great
that.
to hear.
That was my good news this week.
My pops did a quick little drive by the crib and got to see him 6 feet away from the street. We talked
Nice.
because I haven't seen because my mom's a diabetic, so she's at risk. Like I haven't seen her since this started. But it was good to see my dad. Drove by the crib real quick. We had a couple laughs, and it was just good to see family.
Word.
Yeah.
I miss my family.
Parks, what's up with that? When do you plan on seeing your family? Plan on going down there? Like, what's your plan?
Well, my parents are 70, so I'm trying to stay away. But as soon as it's acceptable to go see them, I will.
Mm-hmm.
And my niece has leukemia, so she's also at risk. So I'm trying to stay away. You know.
Yo, I'm always so amazed at, and this is probably isn't the time for this, but when white parents like have their kid in the 40s.
They were 30, but yeah.
Like white people do shit the right way, man.
Gotta live first.
Yeah, they be
Word.
trying to bring their kids into like healthy.
I'm shutting up with everything.
Yeah, well, you can't. Yeah, you can't talk about anything right now.
I'm shutting up.
All right, so listen, man. Maul, Rory's got a mismatch. I am gonna clear this out the way. While I intro it, I'll intro it on the other day, whatever morning
add some structure.
whatever morning that was just Monday morning.
Monday
Yes,
morning.
Monday.
Monday morning, I wake up pretty early. I woke up at, I want to say 6:30 a.m. By 7 a.m., half sleep still, I had read a tweet from a young woman. I don't know her name, and if I did, I wouldn't say it to protect people's anonymity. But I saw a tweet from a young woman that read, and I'm not quoting, there's somebody that you all follow, there's somebody that you all hang out with, and he's a creep, and he does wild, nasty shit, but y'all fuck with him, so I'm not going to bring that to light.
Mm-hmm.
And I read that tweet and I continued on about my day. And then at around noon, I click back into Twitter and it's revealed the identity of the person she was speaking about was revealed. It's someone that I'm not going to say no, but someone who I have met. And from that point on, Twitter was in a frenzy of really horrible, harsh stories that we were reading from multiple accounts, multiple outlets, multiple women, just sharing really indecent, inappropriate stories regarding this one person. And that's kind of where the day went. It just continued throughout the day. Am I accurate in this?
Yeah, I would say so. The more the day went, the more victims had come forward with their stories about what was going on.
It didn't stop. It was ongoing, and I guess that is. Oh shit! There go the coach right there. Me?
You subbed out.
Yeah, you ain't see me in the corner like just letting the play develop.
Mo was in the locker room.
If need be, I'm ready. If need be,
Yo, Maul is great.
if need be, I'm right here.
I think I heard Tim Floyd say Budden, man. All right, I had him
play. Yeah. Sub out.
I had him right
35
there.
is yours.
Now listen, I want to be clear. Nothing about this is funny.
No, not funny at all.
Nothing about any of this is funny. It didn't warrant a laugh from me Monday. It doesn't warrant a laugh from me now. And before I check out of this game, because this is I'm not the person with the mismatch. That's Rory this game. But before I check out, I think I just want to make it clear that, you know, I saw a few people saying, "Oh, I can't wait for the Joe Budden podcast this week." Like I saw that floating around.
Well, naturally I get it because
what do you get? What do you get?
That gentleman is a friend of mine publicly.
Yeah,
like,
it's some degrees of separation.
I totally understand where everyone. I can't, even though I've never participated in anything like that, I can't be mad at people looking to me like, all right, you got to say something. This is your man. You are who you hang out with. Say something. I get it. I totally get it.
That part is true. But I guess I looked at it like, well, what do you think is going to be said? I don't think, I would like to think I don't hang out with people or know people that are in support of sexual assault.
God, no.
Sexual abuse, rape, the mishandling of women, the mistreatment of women. Actually, what I would like to think is the exact opposite. That all the men that I know create a safe space for women. That's what I would like to think. So I was like, well, what do y'all think Rory's gonna come in here and say, yo, I knew about it. Shit was crazy.
Fam. All right.
No,
we'll get right to it because I want to dance on anything. I want to address it directly.
All right, no, pass me Gatorade. I'm out.
Well, no. First, let me start and my initial thoughts are with any woman that has been a victim in this.
Yeah, let's start with an apology.
I pray you find peace in all actions that took place. I hear you, read for the most part everything, understand it, but from my point of view and my response to it, that's not behavior I condone. It's not behavior I enable. It's not behavior I've participated in. It's not behavior I've even seen in my life. And that's my stance on that portion of that. It's not behavior that I'm defending, condoning, going anywhere near, to be quite honest, because that's not how I live my life or be around for that matter. Like at all. I've kind of prided myself, and of course Palooza got dragged into it, as it should as well. I'm not surprised by that or mad at that. But I've prided myself in creating a safe space for women, and I think the women at Palooza that have been around our crew in that type of situation can say it's a very safe place. We go above and beyond to try to make it as safe as possible because you're dealing with a alcohol party, and alcohol and sexual assault are very much connected. So with that said, yeah, this is straight up. I'm not going to drag it out. Fuck that. I don't condone none of that shit. It's that all of that is nasty.
Are you apologetic toward the victims in this situation that they had to go through this and experience this with somebody that you know personally?
Sure. Absolutely. I'm not equipped in the last 24 hours to fully express regret from that behalf, even though I did not participate or was even around for any of these situations. I can't help but not think about them the entire night.
Got it.
It's extremely unfortunate.
No, it's more than unfortunate.
Like I pray there's peace, and I pray, and am gonna actively help where I can, because I do consider that person family. To actively try to get that person the help that they need in a real way, because I think there's clearly needs some help in how he behaves with women and treats women. And I do love him. I really do. I can't be around that. So if you want to actively get help, I'm with you. But if not, I got to dip. Sorry, bro. I can't.
I understand that. I mean, the unfortunate part is...
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
The unfortunate part is this is something that that happens like way too often. And this is something that, you know, as men, we have to be more conscious of, especially if, you know, you got a friend or you got somebody that, you know, that just is a little inappropriate or too aggressive with women. Like you have to speak on that. And I know a lot of dudes that, you know, you hang out, you having fun, but you can tell when you have a friend or somebody around you that the women are kind of like, you know, they get a little uncomfortable with. He might be a little aggressive. You can see it in women's faces. You can see it. Like you can see the guy that's just all over women a little too much, and you can tell when women are a little uncomfortable. And you know, but women, they'll, you know, they do a good job of recognizing when a guy is intoxicated, and they're like, yeah, I know he's a little drunk, whatever. But the problem becomes when we don't speak on it and address it, and let our friends know, like, yo, fam, you're moving a little crazy. I don't know if it's you're intoxicated, whatever, but you got to relax, because this can cause a problem. This can make women uncomfortable. You can do things that you'll end up being sorry for and regretting. And, you know, it just that we have to take more responsibility as men. It's our job to protect our women. It's our job to protect our friends. It's our jobs to protect each other. You know what I mean? And we can have fun. Like you can
sometimes
have fun, you have to be responsible. You have to be responsible.
We have to start. I agree with most of the things that you said. Mm-hmm. But when protecting each other becomes toxic, or you're protecting people's sick shit, then no, we don't have to protect each other.
I agree.
No, not protecting you. I'm saying when I say protect, meaning like, if I have a friend that I know is he's inappropriate with women, he can become inappropriate with women. When I say protect, meaning I have to pull him to the side and have that talk with him. Like, yo, I'm watching you. I see how you move out here. It's inappropriate. And that's the protecting I'm talking about. Having that conversation, like you have to stop that. Like you have to stop that.
Yeah, before things happen.
Right.
Which is a good quick segue, because I do want to address.
It ain't segue time yet.
No. I do want to address because I'd seen a lot of shit in my mentions about whatever bot or fake page person posted the interaction between me and him about the behavior a few weeks ago, months ago, March, I want to say it was. Someone DM'd me and said, this is going on. I said question mark, because naturally, if they're talking about one of your close friends with this behavior, you want to know what's going on. So I asked what was going on, got the information, and confronted him about it, and was actively working on trying to figure out what the fuck was going on and how we're going to handle it and what needs to be done. Actively. And it was a real confrontation about what was going on, and in real conversations. And then it hit the timeline. So I was not shocked. Well, I was a bit shocked on Monday, because I was not aware of the degree this went to. I was aware of one situation. And
Okay,
I was working on
Okay, I'm gonna start.
how we were going to do
I'm gonna
this.
start asking tough questions soon,
Come on, ask
and
him.
you guys can chime in wherever you feel free.
I'm not.
Sure.
As I know he was joking in the beginning of the pod. I'm not running from none of this. I want to talk about.
How do you continue a friendship with someone of this caliber?
I think the first thing would be if you recognize that they're legitimately sorry and they're really trying to get help and become a better person.
You have to first make sure they understand what was done. That's the first part. And if they don't see or understand the shit that they've caused and the actions they've had, then you can no longer move on with that friendship. The second step there is, are you ready to get some help? And are you ready to, again, I can never ask a victim what to do, but if there's some way there can, not amends, because I don't expect anything from any victims at all, but if there's some way or some solution to make this better, you'll never make it right. God, you'll never make it right. But if that person's not actively trying to do that, then no, you have to sever your ties with that friend.
And don't be clear. The relationship between, if a friend of mine was in a position like this, the relationship between us changes. Like, let's be
It
clear
certainly
about
does.
that. Like,
Especially
we're not as cool as we once were. Like, I'm not saying I'll never speak to you again, but it's like you have to understand, like, fam, I have sisters, I have nieces, I have people, women in my life that I truly love and I really care about, and I can't imagine any of them having to go through that. Like, I would go crazy.
And especially when you're reading this in real time with the rest of the world.
Right. So for me, it's all about you have to take accountability and you have to get help. And I'm not saying that we're going to be cool and we're going to be fly as we was, because our relationship definitely changes. But then that can open the door if I see that, okay, here's somebody that understand that they fucked up and they're getting help and they're trying to make sure that never happens again. I can in some ways respect that. I respect when you recognize where your fuck ups are and you're actively working on becoming a better person in those areas. I can respect that. We may never be what we were, but I can at least respect, like, here's a man who recognizes that he fucked up and made a huge mistake and he's getting help for that. So
if I find out any of my friends are sexually abusing women, we're not friends anymore. I'm just telling you, Joe.
Okay.
If I find out any of my friends are raping women, we're not friends anymore.
Oh, yeah, right.
And this is why when everyone yesterday was saying, why hasn't Rory said anything? It just happened. I was really outside of the one situation that I knew that was not a rape or anything of that matter. I was reading all of this in real time. I was having so many emotions yesterday. I was not ready to say anything because I didn't know what I felt yet. Like, I felt anger. I had questions. I need to understand what this person was really doing.
Well, that's the next question.
So that's why. So yeah, I don't disagree with you. If I find out somebody is sexually abusing or raping anyone, you're not my friend anymore. Right. This is just all played out in 24 hours. And the first thing I'm thinking is, all right, this person needs help. So I can know, all right, maybe I'm not your friend anymore. But my last gesture should be help.
Yeah, because we were once friends.
And that was a way more lower thought. Because the first thought I had was all the women that were talking about this and how they feel. That was my first thought. But yeah, when you get down to if that's your friend no more, all right, maybe we not fly. Because that's insane. And I don't be around that shit. And I don't condone that shit. I've never done that shit. But yeah, my last gesture maybe is help. Maybe we should get you help so this doesn't happen again.
Mm. The obvious question that will come up is, how do you say that you are so close to someone and call someone family, yet have zero idea about how they move when it comes to women? You say to that what?
It's an easy answer. I straight up don't be with people when they're involved in their sexual acts. I don't.
Yeah,
dog. I be at home. I go out I go out to bars and shit with people, but I then go home. I get in my Uber I usually leave early. Anyone that knows me knows I'm the earliest one to leave. No, I can't. I'm not in his home. Never been to his crib. So no.
That's another one of the things that was really disturbing about all of this is you are committing some of these acts in your residence.
Yeah.
Right.
God forbid there's a chick that wants to handle this herself and now knows where you live and now knows some people that love her who are also now reading these things and want to act on it. Like, this is a dangerous game on so many levels.
Oh,
man.
no, it's
This is so broad.
This is probably the most dangerous situation to put yourself in as far as a man when you're talking about sexual abuse. There are, this is like the epitome of there's no coming back from this. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like you can get help and never do this again, but you are forever in a certain box with people in a certain space. Like people will never accept you or look at you in the same light that they once did. And, it's unfortunate because you think you know your friends. You know what I mean? You think you know your homeboys and y'all hang out and y'all have good times and y'all have conversations and everything. And then shit like this happens and you like, damn, I never would have thought that one of my homies that I'm fly with would be in a situation like this, because you just don't see it sometimes in people. Like you don't think that, he can't. Because I know I say that a lot about a lot of my homeboys. I'm like, nah, he would never do no shit like that. Or you just say it in conversation, not saying sexual abuse thing, but it's like, you hear, I heard he stole something. I heard he did it. I'm like, nah, he wouldn't do that. I heard he was talking shit. Nah, he ain't like that. But you really don't know what people do behind closed doors. You don't know how
no idea
people are. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's
but what do you do when you find out? All of that's great. But what happens when you find out? And now this conversation is bigger than just Rory and his man for me, because I would like to open this up soon to male on male accountability. Mm-hmm. Right. What do you do to your male friend that you know does not pay child support? What do you do to your male friend who you know has a secret family and cheats on the girl that you see every week? What do you do? What do you say?
This came up months ago on
what do you do about your man who you know leaves the house to bag women with pills? What do you do about that? What do you do about the guy who you know is preying on the drunk girl?
Oh well, we talked about this months ago. Like I don't fuck with niggas. Like I'm at that age where if you're not a man, and when I say man, meaning that you're not carrying yourself the way you should, and you don't move with a certain type of integrity and certain type of respect, I cut you off. Like I told you here, I have friends that have kids and they don't take care of their kids. I don't fuck with them no more, because I'm at an age where I just can't accept that. Like me and you can't be hanging out somewhere, and I know that there are kids of yours somewhere that haven't seen you, that you're not taking care of, that you don't even know how they're doing in school, what they're eating at night. Like you don't know what's going on. Like me and you can't. There's no space for us to be laughing and giggling and joking, because there are real issues that are at play here. Like, and you're not handling your responsibility as a man. So if you're talking about sexual abuse, I can't fuck with you. No. Like me and you we cannot be fly no more. Like that's over with.
You say
that's
you can't,
officially over with.
And I guess my point with the help thing was stopping, because I'm so close to a situation now. I have to try to end it. Like that's where I think there's a responsibility on me at that point. Like me just cutting.
That sounds nuts.
How?
Because it's not your responsibility. Sometimes you take on responsibilities that aren't yours. It's not
like we have to stop this behavior is what I'm saying.
No,
and listen,
the behavior should be stopped.
What I think is so dope about this conversation now is this is so new that I haven't fully flushed out my thoughts on everything. Like this is kind of in real time of us discussing this.
Listen, I'm John.
I agree. You gotta cut come on, son. Like, that's insane. You have to cut that person off. But I also have this part of my brain that is like, all right, if I'm so close to this person, I can stop it from happening again.
You can ruin your life is what you can do.
That's a fact.
And unfortunately, right this second, you are a little too important to a lot of people that love you for you to die on the hill of, I have to save this person who appears to be an abuser. I'm going to use the word appear because
we're not convicting anybody.
There's due process here. But I will say, boy, it looks nasty.
Oh, it looks insane.
It looks nasty.
Fucking insane.
It looks sick. Like I said to Maul during one of these debates a long time ago, typically when you start hearing from 100 women and they all have the same story, it ain't like, oh, these bitches is lying.
Right.
And God knows that what any of us are saying. I just want to make that clear.
Yeah. Now
that anyone is saying. But I guess, all right, to kind of close this portion of it, yeah, I guess where my brain is in the first 24 hours is, yes, 1,000%, like, I can't be near you at all. Like, that's insane. But I'm also thinking, how do we stop this from happening again? That's my brain is on victims. It ain't the well-being of an abuser with the appearance of what yesterday was. It's on, all right, how do we stop this behavior from happening?
Accountability. There needs to be an accountability system. And if you want me to be honest, I don't feel like many of the young niggas really have one, which is why we always stress the importance of like OGs. And I was telling Rory before this podcast started, sometimes the OG from back in the days will put himself in your business.
Yeah.
Like shit that didn't concern him at all. He would just indulge in because it was important for him to know what was going on with you so he could guide properly.
Yeah.
And today, like amongst these kids, just the OG is dead and it's important. Like there needs to be some accountability system. There needs to be and this is my other point, like it's really important to check yourself. Actually, I started with Aretha Franklin and Pac, but I was going to start with Ice Cube, check yourself. Because if you don't, someone will. And that's a fact in life. Now, who that person is, that could be the cops, that could be the feds, that could be a significant other.
Or all of the above.
All of the above.
One of my favorite quotes ever is, humble yourself before God does it for you.
You better believe it. When sometimes, listen, for black people, it used to be just the community. The community will check you when something is going on. And I've learned the hard way, when the community got to check me, that don't feel good.
No.
That don't feel good.
Well, accountability a lot of times doesn't feel great.
Well, it's nuanced.
It doesn't. I mean, we're on a different topic here. Accountability.
That's fine. We'll just kick it.
Accountability for at least the first part, when you don't have a full understanding of any of your actions, it sucks. Hearing about how shitty you are sucks.
Well, accountability is tough
and
because
again, this is a different situation.
For it to truly penetrate, you got to get through. You got to get through your ego. You got to get through your pride, and you got to get through your defense mechanisms. Like case in point, I'll use myself as an example. When some real horrible, egregious things were said about me, allegations were made about me, the community came to check me. And my initial reaction was, yo, I didn't do this shit, so suck my dick. But the check was, well, what did you do? What did you do to get here? Yeah, you didn't do what this person is accusing you of.
But how do we get here?
But how did you get here? And that normally falls on us. And just with men, man, accountability between men is just important. What I learned yesterday, Maul, is a lot of men don't have no idea what sexual abuse is.
Facts.
And that's the scary part as well.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
and, I mean, you know, and the thing is, a lot of that comes from, you know, a lot of these dudes now that are, you know, out partying and whatever, they never had those people in their lives to have those conversations with. They're kind of learning on the fly. They're learning as they go. Like they're learning as they go. They're outside, and when situations happen, they're learning how to move in those situations on the spot.
Yeah.
And sometimes you make the wrong decision. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to have people around you that are telling you things that are like, yo, you can't do this. You got to move like this. Like, you shouldn't say these type of things. And, you know what I mean? If you're not aware of your surroundings and what's going on, like, remove yourself from that. Like, don't ever put yourself in a situation to where you feel like you have no control, because sometimes that's when the worst shit happens. And now you caught up in some shit. But a lot of the times, you know, with men, you know, they out here, and it's like we said, there's no guidance. There's no role models. There's no OGs to tell you, like, you can't do this, you can't do that. And don't get it twisted. There's some older, and you don't just listen to niggas because they're older than you, because there's some older niggas that did fuck shit.
That's nuts.
In their lives too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's all about,
we know we talk about
people
OG.
that, you know, are stand up guys. Like, men of
character,
men of integrity, men of respect,
morality,
men of honor. Like, you have to. It's certain men that you just have to seek. And, like, you know, if you don't have these men in your life as young men, you have to seek out those men that are men of honor. Like, you know who they are. You can see them.
I think, to you and Joe's point, the people that don't have that example in their life are probably the most impressionable people. Like, they're not followers to some degree, but they will see behavior, and if it's normalized, they'll think it's okay because there's no one guiding them in that type of way. So with the behavior that was normalized my whole life, which now, thank God, is starting to change, at least we have some light into it, people think it's okay. Like, I saw yesterday plenty of men, to Joe's point, not knowing what sexual abuse really means by definition. Because it's been so normalized in our lives. And if you don't have that guidance and OG that y'all talking about, you're impressionable to whatever the normal behavior is around you.
And let me interrupt you to say, because to some people who are listening with different ears, it may sound like we are condoning men not knowing some shit and acting.
By the way, I'm not defending
at all.
I'm not at all. No. But I'm not even trying to make it understandable to what happened.
But
this is a separate topic to me that I
no, it is. We're just talking today. Ain't no music came out. Listen, there's no topics. I don't really want to hear Rory's thoughts on the new music right this second. Like, let's get to it. It's not making an excuse. But I was shocked too yesterday to see that so many men were confused when it came to what is rape, what is abuse, what is coercion. I saw that word. What is assault?
Yeah.
Like,
I'll be honest. Coercion. I wasn't fully aware of what that word meant. I wasn't. I know most people won't admit when they don't know things, especially when it comes to these touchy subjects. I was not aware fully of what that word meant.
Now, why? Because you do know what the word coerce means.
Yes, but I didn't fully understand it in a sexual way. And that's not me saying that, wow, I've done it, because I have not. But
well, I'm thinking the opposite. Men that don't do it might have a hard time understanding what that is.
I didn't get it.
Because amongst us, like, niggas will laugh, like, and not to be so transparent, but we've all seen the guy who was like too thirsty for sex from like, somebody.
You gotta relax, bro.
And we clown him, like, we laugh, like, relax, nigga. Like, what are you doing? Like,
that ain't the way.
Right.
What I'm saying is the line appears to be thin for when we know to really take action.
I mean, it's really simple.
The community is in danger now.
Yeah.
Right. But it's see, the thing about this is it's always just this simple. If a woman says no, I'm not interested, that's it. That's it. Because anything after that now you're putting yourself in a zone of, okay, you might start to become inappropriate right now, because she already said no and she already said I'm not interested. So now anything past that, you might be making her feel uncomfortable. You might be making inappropriate conversation or inappropriate gestures now, because she already said no, I'm not interested. So if guys can say, I don't know what this means, I don't know what that means, where's the line? It's blurred. It's not blurred once a woman says no, I'm not interested.
I want to take it. I want to take it a step further than that, because none of us here are remedial. Yes, no means no. However, I'm just talking about your sheer treatment of women. Because a girl comes to your house, she says no. You might feel like you can put her out on the street at fucking 4:00 in the morning and have her catch public transportation back home. You may feel like in your brain you haven't broken a law there and you respected the fact that she said no. Nigga, I'm not talking about no meaning no. How do you treat women?
It's common decency.
Yeah.
Just how you treat a person.
Yeah, man.
And knowing what could happen with a young lady out in a neighborhood like that.
Listen, we do all this talk. Well, not we do all this talk, but there's a loose narrative floating around that Joe is so toxic. Not in my treatment of women. And it's real important because one day women will have to testify for you. You will need women to speak for you. Not only that, women are out here keeping secrets that could kill some of y'all niggas. It's some of y'all out here that been moving flagrant and there's a girl protecting you.
Yeah.
Like Maul's lived with me forever long. For all the toxic jokes, hey, when a girl is coming, I light 200 candles. We gonna get this shit feeling a vibe, right? That's my other thing that's wrong with the young people. They use these fucking words like a vibe. Nigga, then set the vibe. Rely on the vibe.
No, the vibe.
Gentlemanly atmosphere.
Yeah.
No. You know what?
It's our job.
You know what the vibe is? The vibe is safety.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the vibe.
And not only that,
true.
it's comfortable. Like, see, you could just be setting the vibe to let the woman know, like, listen, this is a comfortable, safe space. I want you to be comfortable. I want us to have a good time. It doesn't mean sexual. When you set the vibe, it's letting the woman know, like, listen, everything is safe. You're safe here. Like, you're safe. You can relax. It's a relaxed atmosphere. Like, you can relax. I'm not about to jump all over you. Nobody in here is going to disrespect you. You are safe. And that's why, Joe always says, he makes a joke, when the women are around, I cater. I do.
Yep.
But I do that because that's how I was raised. I want every woman that's around me to know, like, you're safe.
Right.
Like, there's nothing that's going to happen to you in here.
Yeah.
Word.
And guess what? Even if you do not beat and she says no, it is still your job.
It's still
your job to keep it safe.
No one is owed sex.
No, at all.
God,
no.
no.
Never. And that's the thing, like, I don't understand about a lot of dudes. And again, that's why I think a lot of this shit is just, it's a mental illness. Because my thing is, if a woman says she's not interested in no, at that point, my energy is like, okay, fine, that's okay. Mm-hmm. Like, the night is still going to be a great night. Everybody's going to have a great time. Like, I'm cool. It doesn't have to, sex is not something that has to happen.
Word.
Nothing would turn me off more than a girl not being into it.
Furthermore, but that's why
nothing would make my dick softer than her not being into it.
But that's why I say it is a mental disease, because you would think that once a woman tells you she's not interested in you and no, that energy is gone. Like, it's not even a thing in my head anymore. Like, I'm not even, okay, cool. Like, I'll leave you alone. That's me though. I can only speak for me as a man.
Yeah, but you not only, when you don't operate that way, and I know you, not only are you disrespecting women, now you disrespecting me.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
That's a good point.
And I agree. I agree with that. And that's why I say I'm always the guy that's, when there's women around, that's my concern. The fellas, y'all gonna be all right. Y'all can come in, make your drink, eat, whatever. The women is my concern, because I just want women to know, like, listen, you're not around a room full of dudes that's going to try to disrespect you, violate you in any type of way, form, or fashion. I'm here. This is a safe space. This is a comfortable space. Have a good time. And then you open up that door to now, if somebody's inappropriate, you know what they do? They find me. Like, yo, your man over here wilding.
100%.
What's up with your man?
Yeah.
And now I'm like, who? And once they see we checking that homie, you got to bounce. You out of here. Now women know that this
any
is that
girl
type of
that's
space.
Around me is my girlfriend at the time. Like, nothing is happening.
Right. You're like, safe.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
safe.
not. Oh man. There's so many different ways to go here, man. We could talk about fucking the culture and party promoters.
True.
Yeah. Because that's
a real nasty culture.
It's a real thing.
Well, there's a culture of people feeling entitled, and that's back to coercion, and that's back to coercion and
absolutely
abuse of power.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's in a lot of different fields, not even just party promoting. Photographers, musicians. There's a lot of people.
It's life.
Yeah,
but
business execs.
The thing with that, if you're gonna play that game, and this is probably a bad time to say this, but there are women that you can play that game with. Like, if you want to do that, there are women that'll dangle some pussy over your head in hopes of gaining some type of financial gain or some power or some.
Yeah,
like,
but that's not what.
But guess what?
That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the.
Well, no. We're not talking about that right now. But I do want to point out that even if that's the game you're playing, nigga, that's for them to initiate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
I want to make that point very clear because niggas will say that.
Yeah.
No, you let her determine if that's the game she's playing, and then nigga go trick and have a blast, do whatever fuck nut shit you want.
If she offer from rip, yo, I'll give you some pussy for this.
But
have a blast.
Some of those stories, some of the stories that were floating, and again, I don't know how true or false all of it is, but just the mere reading of them was nasty to me.
It was disgusting.
It was disgusting to me.
It was.
It was disappointing.
Yes,
I'll be honest, it was disappointing because I've been around Chris, and he seems like a guy that just likes to have a good time. You know what I mean? Like he's always dancing, he's always having fun. So to hear these allegations and to hear these stories, it was disappointing because it's like, damn, this is somebody that I've actually hung out with and who I thought was a genuinely good guy and a good person.
You right.
So to hear these things about somebody that you thought was, a good guy, it's disappointing.
Man, that's the other. I was playing with Rory, but halfway playing before the podcast started. I was like, y'all the same as female besties. You know the besties that we talk about all the time, where you meet them and you don't really know them, but now y'all besties. Yo, some of y'all don't know some of these niggas.
That's true. That's very true.
How about bring back the word acquaintance?
That's very true. That's very true.
You don't know these niggas. You don't know what they do behind closed doors. You don't know how they treat their family. You don't know how they treat their girls. You don't know how they treat their kids. They tell some cool jokes on the timeline. I'm not talking about Chris in particular. I'm saying overall.
I know you're not. You say it's
it's
a lot of people running around with that type of friends.
We don't know these niggas. None of them. Who I know? I know Maul, and I joke with him. I don't know Maul really, but
yes, you do.
I know what I think Maul's character is because me and Maul and I have built an accountability system between each other.
Sure.
And that's important to know. We don't talk about that here a lot,
right.
But I have wanted to do crazy things throughout the years, certainly not rape. But just wild shit. I have to be clear this podcast.
Okay, you're right. But
because we dancing in and out.
I said that because they didn't even cross my mind.
We dancing in and out. And Maul has been there to show, because when you have an accountability system, sometimes I was doing some shit. Listen, I didn't know that putting my LeBrons on and running in the forest, getting away from the cops was wrong.
Yeah.
It was good to know that I surrounded myself with people that just in case I missed something,
right,
they had me.
Yeah.
And vice versa. So, I don't fuck with Maul, but I fuck with Maul. Like, I need that. Dill. Like, most of my friends, I have that with Rory. Shit. I done pulled you to the side a million times. Like, I try to establish that.
And vice versa. We both done it to each other.
And that's why, man, I don't want that.
It's important.
It's important. Super important, but I don't think it's highlighted enough amongst men.
Yeah, no.
Because, you a wild boy. That ain't accountability.
No, it's not.
Not at all.
No. I want to make that clear.
You was wilding last night.
I want to make that clear.
Nigga.
That ain't it.
No. Yeah,
telling you, I told him he was wilding. That's not accountability with your friends. It's not. It's not.
It's not. It's important because listen, if your friends respect you, they won't want to tarnish that relationship because that's what will potentially happen if you treat women this way. They won't want to tarnish your business relationships. Like if one of you niggas left here and murdered somebody, this podcast would have a hard time. And guess what? Rightfully so. Rightfully so. That falls on me. That falls on Spotify. That falls on whoever else had something to do with this shit. Hey, you ain't know this nigga was murdering people? No.
Word.
No, we didn't casually talk about it.
But so what does that matter that you didn't know? Yeah. That's your man, and that's what happened.
Well, no, and that's why I totally understood because I had people telling me like, "Oh, you don't got to say shit." Yes, I do. What are you talking about? I have to say something.
Absolutely.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You do, man.
I'm next to this person publicly all the time.
You do.
You fucking right. I have to say something.
No, it's true. It's true.
And I have to say the right thing.
Yeah.
And going further again, man, as men, we have to do a better job. Like you said, accountability. We have to do a better job at that. Like it's not enough is not being done. Like we'll talk about it and then it's like, days, weeks pass and then it's like the conversation doesn't happen anymore. Like it's okay to sit your homies
but people
down.
don't forget.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying it's okay to sit your homies down every now and then and have a conversation about real life shit. You know what I mean? Like, what's going on with you? Like, I'm noticing some things about you. Are you okay? I'm hearing some things, but last time we hung out, people seem like they were a little uncomfortable with you being around. Like, why do they feel like that? It's okay to open up the floor for that type of conversation.
Yeah.
Like we always want to talk about lit. We all lit, having fun. Cool, but let's have the real conversation.
That's such a good point, Maul. And let me quickly say that. Because, throughout my entire life, I've never thought I had to talk to my friends about their sex life. It's not something I was ever interested in, was around, cared about. But that was, I didn't know that I had to do that. Maul, you're completely right. You have to have these conversations with your friends to keep each other accountable in how people are moving. Because it's just something that it never even crossed. I don't care up until yesterday. I didn't care how my friends fucked because I just assumed, which is bad. I guess it's bad to assume that everything was safe and fine. I just thought that.
Yeah, no. Maul made an interesting point earlier when we were talking, and it's a point that a therapist of mine made years ago, and I was like, oh, she's right about that. She was like, yo, most people on Earth don't have conversations about sexual chemistry.
Yeah,
it's left to be assumed. When you're vibing with somebody, we don't say, hey, did that work for you? Did that not, did this feel good when I did this? Now, that was a whole different point, but when Maul brought it up, it's the same point you just made about talking to your dudes, Maul. You said, it's okay to talk to a girl, like a girl that you're dealing with, and check her temperature.
Yeah.
And
I do that often. Like
where she stands
I'll
on.
throw that out there. Like I'll be like, yo, listen, I don't want to read this wrong, but is there some type of sexual energy between? Like I've done that. Like where the conversation wasn't sexual, but you kind of feel like, okay, this person is calling me often, texting me often, we hang out. And at some point you have to say, yo, like, what is this between us? Like, because I don't want to make it
read it wrong.
I don't want to read it wrong.
You don't want to read it wrong.
It's
Clarity's
okay.
important.
It's okay to have that clarity conversation. Like, yo, like, is there some sexual energy between us that I don't want to make it inappropriate? And if it's not, I don't want you to feel like it's weird now. You have to make it an uncomfortable environment to have a conversation with women. You have to let women know I'm mature enough to have these types of conversations, and it's not going to change anything as a result coming out of this conversation. Like, I don't want you to think that it's going to be weird or things are going to be different. Like, we're still going to be cool, but I just want to know how you're feeling, where this is, like, what is this situation? Like, what are we doing here? Because I don't ever want you to feel like you're in an uncomfortable position.
I'm going to provide some pushback here because, and I agree with that, but I'm going to give some pushback. Most of the stories we read sounded like a gentleman that had a hard time dealing with rejection.
Which I was going to bring up earlier, but I didn't want to interrupt.
Again, I didn't. I didn't read a lot of it. So
men in general, just outside of that exact situation, men in general have a horrible, horrible way of dealing with rejection. Mm-hmm. Like we generalize women a lot on this podcast. I'm going to generalize men today. Men don't take rejection at all. Mm-hmm. They fucking act like children. They act like fucking kids when they don't get their way with rejection. Mm-hmm. And the behavior afterwards is back to that childlike bullshit.
Yo,
just sit over there, shut up, and take your fucking rejection, bro. It's okay.
Well, you know what it is too.
Like it's okay. Take your fucking rejection.
You know what it is too.
All real niggas have been rejected. It's okay, man.
Absolutely.
Yo, OG told me when I was 15, man, go talk to her. All she gonna say is no.
Yeah.
Worst she can say is no. Yeah. And you gonna go ahead on about your day.
But you know what it is
too,
you'll
be fine. You'll be fine.
A lot of the shit, and this is a whole deeper conversation. A lot of the shit that we deal with, and we don't recognize it as such, but it's from trauma. It's from something that happened, years ago when you were a child, somebody told you no, and people laughed or whatever, and that scarred you. So now you feel like as a man, I'm not taking no for an answer. You know what I'm saying? And that causes a problem in other areas, because now when you hear no from a woman, you take that as a challenge.
No, it's true. You listen, we come on here all the time and we make jokes about the girls who don't know their dad. But that's kind of why I take some of the toxic shit they say about me offensively, because fam, if you knew just how close I am with my mom, like if you just knew how tight I was with my mom, I have a sister. Like, I'm not out here playing these types of games. There are women that I have known within the first 5 minutes that I never wanted to see again, that I was so hospitable. Like
right.
Yeah.
But see,
we have a responsibility, man.
It's a responsibility as a man. It's just something. And like I said, everybody wasn't raised the way I was raised. Everybody didn't have this shit instilled in them that I have instilled in me. So I'm not expecting every guy to move the way I move. But I will say that there is a certain thing. There's a certain honor and a certain thing that comes with just women knowing that whenever you're around, they're okay.
Yeah, listen. Listen, and if you have a hard time expressing that, a quick temp check is, are you comfortable?
Simple.
Right. Anything.
Simple.
Yeah, that's it.
Simple. And now it's like I said, we want to sit around and talk about everything else other than the important shit. You know what I mean? We'll talk about all the dumb shit going on our timelines and all this, and we won't have a real conversation with people and just ask the simple questions. Are you okay? Are you comfortable? Do you feel safe?
Yeah.
And that's it. And and that does so many. And I've learned that when you do that, that makes for a more enjoyable evening for everybody. Like once everybody is comfortable and everybody feels safe, everybody is at a point where they're really having fun. They're not uptight. Right. They're not like, when I see guys and they're like, yo, they over there acting funny. Them chicks acting funny. I'm like, they ain't acting funny. First of all, they walked in. Y'all niggas is salivating at the mouth, just staring at them.
And first
none
of all,
y'all went over there and said nothing to them. Nobody offered them a seat. Nobody offered them a drink. Nobody offered them like any food. Like
said hi.
Like what do you expect them to be acting like?
And even if you did all that, nor do they owe you their fucking attention.
And that's the bigger play. And that's
nor do they owe you their fucking attention.
And that's the
they can sit over there and mind their fucking business all they want.
That's why I tell dudes all the time, you can't just say a woman is she acting funny. She not. Stuck up.
She minding her fucking business.
She just doesn't like you.
You haven't provided a safe, comfortable environment for her. It's that simple. She's
and
not
even if you have, she still
up.
has the option of saying, "Nigga, fuck out of here."
And that's
always
that's always in play. That's always in play.
Yo, you know what? I'm not the funny part about this, but I totally identify with a lot of the things that the alleged victims are saying in terms of why you don't go to the police in these situations. We don't put much faith in the police, number one.
Or not at all.
Ever. I've never thought that. Why would you ever think that?
I totally understand losing your voice in that moment, because in a moment of transparency here, I believe most men have been sexually abused too, or not sexually abused, but around a woman that made them feel uncomfortable. Like I've been around chicks that have tried to grab my dick every time, and it's like I'm uncomfortable. I'm not saying yo stop grabbing my dick because it just didn't come out, or I'm not saying I don't feel good. I just tried to avoid you. Now, all right, that's how you want it. Like I can see women feeling that way too. Like I can see it. But I'm a man.
Times 100.
Right.
Oh yeah, I'm a man.
Like times 100.
So I'm strong. I can get out of here. I could,
it's a difference.
Well, that's why.
Big difference. Big difference.
That's why that comparison, and I know
it's not a comparison.
I know you're not making that comparison.
Yeah, not at all.
But when people make that comparison, to me, it's like you're doing your all lives matter thing. Like, fam, it's not even close. Like, have chicks made dudes feel uncomfortable and done shit that was flagrant and abuse to some degree? For sure. It's not even comparable. Like women, if you want to talk about it, cool. Like you guys can have that conversation, but dog, it ain't even on the same page.
Women can become very aggressive and they can do things that you're not comfortable with or is deemed inappropriate. Absolutely. But I have never been around a woman that was doing that and felt like I was in real danger.
Yeah.
because I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? I can easily remove myself. I can easily just look you in your eye, tell you like, listen, relax. Like, you're a little intoxicated, whatever it is. I'm not feeling you like that. This is not, I don't want to do this with you. Like, you can stop grabbing on me, stop trying to kiss me. But I never felt like I was fearful. I was in danger. It's not that for a man.
Yeah.
For a woman, as a man being all over her, on top of her, it's uncomfortable, and she's actually really scared because physically she's out. You're out of her league. Like, she can't. You can physically dominate her if you want to. A woman cannot physically dominate me as a man. It's not going to happen. So I'm not fearful for that. But it's a difference when we talk about sexual abuse coming from a woman and sexual abuse coming from men. It's a two totally different ballpark.
It shouldn't even be in the same conversation.
I agree with all of that. I just wanted to say I understand freezing and losing your voice in a moment. That was all.
Absolutely.
That was all I was trying to get out there.
For sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's address my tweet.
Your tweet?
Yeah,
the tweet that fucking got Rory and all this fucking stupid shit.
Let's address mine. I don't want to run.
I love finding out about things
from
like
anything.
this.
I'm not going to repeat the tweet because it's fucking disgusting and ignorant like it's gross. Yo, when I say, of course I don't remember it, and nor is that a fucking plea out of it. I didn't remember it.
Yeah, but don't tell them.
When I read that, I was fucking embarrassed. I was sitting in my kitchen like, ugh, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? That was the nastiest and most ignorant shit I've read in a long time.
I'll be honest with you.
I like, when I saw that shit, I was sitting there like, yo, what is wrong with you?
I felt nasty looking at it too. I did.
It was,
and that's even with the understanding of, all right, it was a different time back then. So
what the fuck that got to do anything?
It didn't mean anything. It didn't mean anything.
I was kind of battling with myself during the day about the whole shit because I'm like
ego and pride. Defensive.
No, not.
Oh.
I know where that statement came from, and the bitterness that I've harbored from 14 to 25 on that specific subject. I knew where it came from. And even the whole day, I was like, that's still not an excuse. Granted, it's something I've worked out. It was a number one topic with my therapist for a while about a specific situation in my teenage years that pertained to that. And then I saw it in context, and context is important. And just because it was attached to the certain situation that was going on Monday,
it looked nasty.
I still was like, yo, you're fucking wrong. I don't care that you've dealt with this, with your bitterness that you harbored for so long and you've worked through it and you no longer believe these things. I was looking at myself like, yo, what is wrong with you? You're fucking gross. Like, that's such a stupid statement and such an irresponsible statement and such a dismissive statement to anyone that has dealt, even someone that has been in the opposite situation. And I know plenty of people could be like, all right, fam, well, you were completely falsely accused and acquitted of all that bullshit, but I was still disgusted by that statement. Like, that was just pure nasty bitterness, immature shit.
Mm-hmm. And it happens.
No, slow down. He ain't apologized yet.
No, but I'm just saying,
God, I'm sorry. Holy shit, I'm sorry.
Let him get his shit off.
I'm sorry for not apologizing. No, I apologize for. Yeah. Thank you, Joe.
Because once you read your old tweet and you feel like what Rory is saying, when you like repulsed by your own shit.
Repulsed. Like, that shit made my skin, it made my skin crawl.
And I want to point out that is an important acknowledgement. I think we were talking before the pod about just how I made certain situations worse for me, being insensitive and dismissive to people that actually experienced some shit because I had not gone through that. But no, that's part of being selfless. That's part of growth. Joe,
what I did was I took a situation that happened in my life that was so foul to me. And I hate using, I don't want a buzzword with the trauma shit or whatever, but
no, Maul just hit it on the head.
Like,
it comes from previous trauma.
I had a really, really bad situation with a woman that lied and then admitted she lied about something that regarded that.
Join the club.
I'm not even talking like a gray area. Fully came out and it did a full apology of I completely lied. So I harbored that. That's how I lost my virginity. I was introduced to sex this way. So I held for over 10 years like a horrible mentality on a lot of these situations. And what's so nasty about my tweet is that I took my personal trauma and made it about other victims.
Yeah, projected that. It's an important.
Like that's fucking.
important.
It's gross. And this ain't an excuse on anything. I'm fucking wrong, and I apologize. I'm just telling you where it was rooted from. I wasn't making a bad joke. Like I saw a lot of people, even people were defending, like, yo, he's joking. No, that's how I felt, and that's what was so wrong about it.
Yeah. Yeah, see, like, men need more spaces for, like, those types of conversations. Because it's important to have. It's important to have. It's important to acknowledge. Important to know when you are reliving or acting out on previous traumas. Important to know when you're trauma bonding.
Yeah.
Like... And I think
a good trait of a man is, recognizing your weak areas,
Sure,
recognizing your areas that you lack in, and working on that, and making those your strengths. You know what I'm saying? And I think there's a lot of times we don't like to be, because we're always taught that we're supposed to be strong, and we're supposed to not show any emotions, and things like that. That's what you're taught as a man. But it's okay to be weak and be vulnerable as a man, and admit, like, yo, I don't really know how to treat women right. I don't know how to speak to women correctly. I was never taught that. I only speak to women the way I saw in my environment. It's okay to, like, have these conversations with people and let them know, like, I feel like I don't know how to correctly maneuver as a man in this type of environment. I don't know how to treat women the way maybe I should. And we need to put that out there and let young, especially young men, know that it's okay to admit that and want to get help in those areas.
1000%. My mom told me a long time ago, it's important to let people know exactly who you are, so they know how to help you.
Right. How to help you, how to receive you, how to accept you, and in what spaces to kind of like invite you into. Yeah. Because sometimes you might be inviting somebody into a space where it's like, this is something that will trigger them, and this is something that they're not comfortable being around. And so then but you didn't know that because you never had this conversation with this person. Yeah. And now you have them in a situation to where they're not comfortable, which means now they're going to make somebody else uncomfortable.
Yeah. I mean, insecurity plays a whole huge part in that, and truly telling people who you are, because people are insecure. I know it's not the greatest thing to admit because it makes you look super weak, but people are fucking naturally insecure.
Well, because the culture is hiding who you are.
Yeah.
That's normally what the tradition is. I'm not letting all these people know exactly who I am and what I do when I get home and I'm alone. Like,
and people think when you say insecure, you automatically think something physical.
And
like
even
it's a physical thing. You're insecure about something physically, and it's like there's a lot of people walking around that are mentally insecure about a lot of things, because and insecurity, it really comes from not having enough information on something.
Not enough information on yourself.
Right, that too.
The insecurity comes from not knowing who you are as a person, and that's okay.
Right, and then when you don't know how to speak to women, now your insecurity taps in when you try to talk to a woman and she, declines or, respectfully say, no, I'm not interested. Now your insecurity kicks in because you feel like, well, I don't know how else to have a conversation with you unless it's about something sexual. And now you're in a space where it's like, okay, now you just made her uncomfortable. Yeah. Now you're inappropriate. And now you're approaching a space to where, legally things can happen now, because now you're doing things where you're becoming physical. And it's like, she didn't want any of that.
And I think a lot of that comes into coerce. Is that how you pronounce that word? I think people are so insecure within themselves and what they are as a person that they only highlight to what they think is popping, and that's their way to get pussy. So that's what they use is a huge insecurity. I can't get a girl being myself because I don't know myself and I'm insecure. So let me use my highlight reel of what I can offer. And now I'm to that definition of the course, fucking using my power to try to do shit.
We were talking earlier off air, and I was telling Rory that, you know, a lot of shit that I've said in my life I didn't mean.
No.
like I say a lot of shit that I just don't mean, that people will try to use to paint my character for me. And that was a harsh lesson that I had to learn in my 30s. Like, well, wait a minute. How do these people continue to have the ability to weaponize some shit that it's you saying? It's you saying. And later in my 30s, it became really important for me, for my words and my actions to match at all times. Yeah. Because one day I'll have to rely on my word. And that would be important. So let me just be totally transparent here. We're not normally that way on this podcast, but I judge any nigga that only wants pussy from a girl. It tells me things about you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I
know that's cool locker room talk.
No. I've always been the guy that I just always find it weird when, you know, we go out and you got that one guy that's around. It might not even be a friend. It might be just an associate or somebody you know in passing. And all they're talking about is, damn, I'm trying to get some pussy. And it's like, fam, you know, it's okay to just go out and have a good time and go back home and just go to sleep.
Word.
Yo, last week y'all almost.
And first of all, you know how much doper the pussy is when you know her?
Yo,
exactly.
But I'm saying, last week y'all almost triggered me in here when Rory used that kill term.
Yeah.
I get triggered over shit like that.
Fair. Yeah. That's fair.
Because
that's fair.
It speaks in volumes.
Yeah.
Speaks in volumes.
It's a stat. It's a stat.
Like
it's
that.
not
yes.
a.
Yeah.
We know that when we're speaking like that, it's jokes between us. And
I mean, everyone.
But not everyone knows that.
No.
I'm saying everyone here knows when I say that.
Well, it's not a joke if we never get for real.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
No, it's a huge fact.
So and that's important.
Take that and run with it.
Yeah,
I think that's the way.
I said to Rory earlier, yo, hey, they say that we the toxic podcast, and that's only cool with me because I know where our core is, and I would like to believe we're not toxic at all.
And my reply to that was, yeah, all the toxic jokes are funny until it's time to get serious. And if you don't know my truths on how I really feel about women and anything that has to do with toxic, none of those jokes are funny. They only funny because you know my truth and where I stand when it comes to this shit for real.
Right.
Like, we the quote misogynistic podcast, all that shit. I let those jokes fly and I'm comfortable with those jokes because I know everyone in here and how they, like, who they are as people. And I know that's weird to say because I guess I didn't know.
Yeah, man.
Someone that you were close to. Yeah.
So that's why that's why today couldn't have been jokes to me because someone who I thought for sure was moving fine. I thought for sure was. It changed a bit. So today I can't joke today.
Even those words, for sure.
I know. Like, no, that's the problem.
When we say these words, man, words mean something. Yeah. Like, you better be sure. You had better be certain. That's why I try not to co-sign but so many niggas. Listen, if I get my uncle a job at the place that I work and my uncle comes to work and smokes a whole bunch of crack at work, he gonna lose his job, but they ain't gonna look at me.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Like, so when we start talking about cosigns,
you are who you hang out with.
Yeah, but
unfortunately,
I need to be certain of my friends on some level. Like the same way, hey, we gonna go to sleep, wake up, and hopefully the sun will be out the next day. We could count on it. I need to be able to count on my friends. Yeah. In certain instances.
Yeah, and even putting myself in that position of, people being uncomfortable. When the shit came out on me months ago about, years ago on Twitter, tweeting, having jokes back and forth with people. And that didn't bother me because any woman that has ever been around me knows that. I mean, I had a bunch of women hitting me like, they clearly don't know you because you're not like that. That those were jokes. You love women of any shade, color, height, size, weight. It doesn't matter. But it only bothered me because that's how I felt. I was like, women that know me know that that's bullshit. Like they know I'm not nothing like that.
But when you get past the ego, pride, and defense, it's our job to let people know who we are.
Not only that, the women that didn't know me.
Yeah.
That's when it bothered me because I'm like, I got to remember that there's women that don't know me. Yeah. So now they feel like this is a true thing about me. And that's when that started to affect me. And I'm like, that's when I felt like, all right, you know what? I got to speak on it because it was, like I said, I have thick skin. This shit didn't bother me. I know it's not true. The truth is going to always be the truth. Mm-hmm. But when people don't know you, they don't know your truth. Yeah. And that's what I had to learn. And that's when it was like, okay, I have a responsibility to let people know exactly who I am always.
Yeah. Yes.
And that's kind of what this podcast has taught me. Like, to Joe's point of saying, I say mad shit I don't mean. You can't do that when you have a platform. Mm-hmm. Like, you kind of got to stand by what you say. And you have to be responsible in what you're doing and everything that you're saying. Because now there's more power to this voice. It ain't just you joking with your friends, because I know this podcast started that way, but we're not there anymore. We're not there anymore.
Yeah, this has developed. It's developed into something else. I was telling Rory yesterday, I think, that, one of the underrated parts of podcasting that's never really spoken about is you have to record. Well, for us, we have to record twice a week.
Yeah.
Now, most podcasts don't record twice a week.
Right.
And when
certainly not for this long, and this diverse of a subject matter.
And when you don't, Parks is correct. And when that's the case, you maybe could skip a topic.
Right.
Yeah.
You maybe could miss something. Something might could come and go without getting your 2 cents on it. Not when you record for 2.5 hours twice a week. There have been plenty of times that I have come in here not wanting to talk. My breakup was the most recent case.
I remember.
This for me. I was
on tour. It fucking sucked.
On tour, shit. When we got off tour, I was sleeping in fucking my driver's car in a fetal position in the back seat. I didn't want to come and talk to y'all niggas, but guess what? This is where we at. Mm-hmm. We don't have the luxury of skipping some shit or not having a feeling about some shit, especially when it's people that we know. People that we've spoken about in this podcast before. I want to apologize to anybody, to any woman out there that has felt away at our mere mention of your fucking attacker.
Yeah,
that's when it becomes, it just becomes a different game. I was saying before, real quick, Rory, because when all this shit was going on yesterday, and this is double-sided here, of course, because I was really happy and then I felt really nasty. But when I was reading all this shit, I was like, damn, well, what do you do if you're innocent of this and you're called to the carpet? And then my next thought was, thank God that half of the women on this timeline have been with me alone. So they can kind of speak to just how I give it up when I'm alone with a woman. And then my next thought was, boy, that's hoey. that is really hoey. But it's not. It's just being social. We've hosted pool parties.
Bro.
We know friends, and we always say, hey, you got friends. They come with the crew. Like there are people that when you live a certain way, people are able to speak to how you live, and it's just really important.
And that's a fact. And I know you've treated women that have come to the house when I've been around, but you still hoey Joey now.
I don't think so. We make these jokes.
I'm joking.
And we say that the women that come around me, I almost guarantee it that they will want to have sex with me before I'm feeling like that toward them. I do that as a safety precaution for them, to let them know exactly the type of nigga they're dealing with, and this is going to be on your terms.
Yeah.
Right.
This is going to be totally on your terms. You're going to be mad at how long I don't want to fuck. Right. Because I have been in some situations that have scarred me. Mm-hmm. So I have to protect myself because I can't afford another one. Yeah. By the grace of God, we here, and we could get on a mic and talk, and people will listen. That wasn't always the case.
Yeah.
There's a responsibility that comes with this shit, man. And What I will say, because I don't want to drag too long. I don't know how long we've been recording now. I thank God, Rory, and I did in a moment of transparency with you, that when this situation arose, I didn't have a doubt in my mind when it came to you.
No,
but it's important.
I don't move that way.
It's important that I let you know that, because men can't confirm how men are moving out here.
I will say I did get a lot of text messages from women saying that, and that made me feel better, because you're always at the court of public opinion, and I saw my name being dragged into so much words that hurt my soul, that when I was getting text messages like, come on, I know they're dragging you into this because of your association with him, just know, like, we know how you are.
No, so I won't tell you my next thought.
Oh, well, I did want to bring it.
Hey, my thought right after that was, Rory ain't doing that shit because he white. I know I'm ignorant. I know.
But to start to wrap this up, to your original point of this podcast, to run back to that quickly.
Doing a podcast.
Why are you answering the phone then? To my original point of how the podcast, and now we kind of have a responsibility to say shit.
Glass table talk.
My ego, back to the ego word.
Jada Kiss Pinkett Smith.
That's not who you are.
No?
No.
Oh.
Jada Kiss Pinkett Smith.
Joda Pinkett Smith.
Joda.
Joda. My ego came in from Rip and was like, first of all, I didn't do a fucking thing wrong. I don't owe anybody a fucking response. And then I started thinking about our podcast, and I said, yeah, I do.
You do.
I do. I totally do.
We are public servants. I said that for a few weeks on this pod, and y'all laughed
But to
at me.
the point that podcasting is so dope until you get
here.
Yeah. But no, you can't have one without the other. No,
But this
talk.
is-
You gotta talk, son. Like you owe it to them.
Yeah.
No, but this is also this is podcasting, and the beautiful part is about podcasting is we control the narrative, and we address the things we want to address. And this is something, like we said, these are conversations that need to be had. I think a lot of these conversations would be normal if we make them normal.
Yeah.
If we make it cool. If we make it cool to hold our homeboys and our friends and our sisters and our brothers accountable.
And strangers.
Like if we make that a thing where it's like, yo, it's okay to talk about this. It's okay to have these conversations with each other. Make that cool. We make a lot of other dumb shit cool. Let's make the real shit that really
mostly dumb shit cool.
Word, y'all made the Popeyes chicken sandwich cool.
Yeah, like exactly.
And that wasn't even all that.
Right. Let's make
And then we never heard
cool.
another peep about it. We just make shit cool, and then that's the end of it.
No,
Well, Mo, let me make myself perfectly clear. I already told all of my male friends who owe child support, I already told them to their face that I'm going to call the police on them. I'm gonna get y'all off the streets. You either gonna pay it and take care of your kid, or
go sit up
I'm gonna tell him where you at, yo. We playing Monopoly right now. Get his ass. He ain't really listening. He not complying.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
Yo, the front doors are locked.
I'm dead. I'm dead.
No,
ass.
you have to, though,
I'm
man.
so serious.
You have to, because then if not,
Each one teach one, man.
yeah, your clique starts to look like y'all start to look crazy. You start to look like clowns, like you know what I mean. So you have to hold each other accountable. You have to pull your homeboy to the side when you see him slipping. That's your job as a real friend and a real man.
Mm-hmm.
You have to pull your homie to the side, and you have to pull him and let him know when he's slipping. And
it's our job, us, all of us, our job to protect women. Now,
Absolutely.
sometimes it don't feel the greatest saying that, because there's a bunch of men that try to fucking sleep with women behind the guise of, yo, we have to protect women. And I'm not one of those guys. I truly feel like that. Like it's the community's job.
It's so much more important, the real topic. And I think we addressed it really well.
We did
today.
And I'm not going to get into them guys.
No, I kind of, after not everything settled down, but it didn't.
It hasn't settled down.
I know the back of my mind, it was men that do that are fucking gross.
Word.
Oh,
Like the men that try to pretend that they're the protector and hero of all women with these certain topics and just make everything about them in order to impress women to end up just trying to get pussy. Y'all are fucking gross.
Oh no, those are predators too. They prey on
You predator different.
specific-
Predator different.
Prey on right. But let's be clear, they exist too. And
No, it's a
we need to
lifestyle
stop-
with them. It's a lifestyle with them.
But this is the thing.
They do it
Holy
with
shit,
social justice issues. They do it with everything that's really important to the world.
Absolutely.
And it's so
Absolutely.
how do y'all not see through it?
And one podcast we're gonna get to you guys. you wait right there. We've got more serious things to deal with. But you guys wait, it's coming.
We have to talk about Alexis Sky.
Well, now, listen in closing. If I go ahead.
No, I want to close first. Number one priority in thought is with every woman that is a victim to everything that happened yesterday, Monday, whenever you're listening to this. That's first number one priority in my mind. That's who I'm thinking of. I pray there's peace in how we solve this. I don't have the answers right now. I'm working through it.
Rory apologizes that y'all had to experience this. We ain't got to.
I don't even know what.
We don't need answers.
I don't even know what to say at that point. You're on my brain nonstop about what you had to deal with.
Yeah, and again, it's unfortunate, but again, we have to do a better job at holding our friends and our family and people around us accountable.
Well, great. So let's.
Yeah.
Rory, stop talking to bots.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah. Just stop.
Here's the thing. I think I moved just fine in that conversation.
Me too.
Just fine.
Me too. I do.
But here's the thing.
I feel like
Because
you
I-
did
because-
what most of us would have done. I don't feel like that makes you complicit for not knowing.
No. Because I take that alleged charge so seriously that you know how many bots are in my DMs, bro? That I don't reply to like at all. But when it's something that's this serious, though, I gotta reply. I have to. I have to figure out what's going on.
You have to at least see if.
And then on top of that, I'm confronting my fucking mans. Yo, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah,
like we all would. We all would.
You're supposed to.
I will ask Rory. I will ask Rory this question because I'm ignorant to fraternities and shit like that. I know that this is your frat brother, right? Frat? Am I saying that right?
That is. I mean, that's not our. Yes, we both happen to be fraternity brothers, but that was my man's. Like,
got it. But what I'm asking,
despite it wasn't because of fraternity shit. That was my man's.
But what I'm asking is there a way to deal with these things as they arrive in fraternities? Because all I've ever heard
here's
is,
the thing. Here's the thing.
I'll be honest with you, and I want backlash from any of my frat people out there, but us people that are unaware and unfamiliar and just uneducated, there are stories floating around about frats.
I think that's how every frat is depicted in media and movies and.
Yeah, here's I mean the thing with that, of course the frat doesn't, because the fraternity is so big. This is very minuscule to the worldwide fraternity. It's certainly in our world with everything that happened. That's why we're addressing it. But no, I doubt this got to the headquarters of Kappa. But I would be irresponsible to say that.
So I can never get kicked out of a frat?
Oh no, you could. What? They kick people out of frats every fucking day.
But why? Like,
I mean, there's many reasons.
Behavioral issues, though?
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
That's sick then.
Here's the thing. I don't want to make it specific to just fraternities, and I don't want to just highlight the bad. I mean, there's so much good with fraternities, but I would be irresponsible to say that fraternity culture has a lot of inappropriate behavior, and college culture has a lot of inappropriate behavior. It's a very it's a bunch of young people that are finally on their own and have no guidance or idea how to move by themselves, and then you throw in alcohol and just your own it's fucking it's not an excuse. It's just it's really bad, and it's really unfortunate with college culture and fraternity culture and just everything in general. That's not. I just don't want to make it sound like I'm condemning anyone that's.
And I don't want to make you the spokesperson for.
No, and I don't want to be.
And
because boy, the fraternities do so much amazing things for the community outside of college and how they have changed people's lives every fucking day. But if we're on this topic, I'd be irresponsible to say that there's not nasty fraternity behavior at these parties.
Got it.
There is.
Yeah,
it's a fact.
I didn't want to make it a frat thing. I just am ignorant.
Is it something in New Jersey specific to the chapter I was in or was around or affiliated with women? No. To my knowledge, not at all. I can't say that ever happened.
That's so interesting.
But I'd be so irresponsible to say that don't happen. It happens. Of course it does.
Well, yeah, that's like saying.
But that's also like, that's why I can't condemn Kappa specific or fraternities, because when you have a network of the whole world, how do you monitor specific people? It's impossible. I can't condemn a whole organization for people that are in some state that you don't know what's going on and what they're doing in their own personal lives, and they happen to be part of this organization.
You can condemn them if they become,
no. All right, pardon. Condemn was no. You can condemn them. I'm saying you can't stop it because you don't know.
Got it.
No, condemn them. Maybe I misspoke there, but
got it.
Condemn them for sure, but no. You can't monitor it the way that you would like.
I know that's the only question I had about that type of stuff. Do you gentlemen have any more questions for Rory? Any final statements on this? It's not really too much music or music related things to get to, but we can try our darndest. Y'all have the floor. I think Tim Floyd wants me to check back in the game, man.
No, I mean, I think we, as far as that topic, again, we just got to do a better job at holding each other accountable and opening the door for real conversations.
Dialogue.
Yeah, and dialogue with each other. I think that's where it starts. You have to have these conversations with the people around you, and again, if you don't know who to talk to, man, you it's your job to just use. And I know everybody doesn't have it, but you have to just use better judgment. You have to know when people are not comfortable, and you have to know when you're not being appropriate or you're being inappropriate. You just have to do a better job at just assessing your environment, the people around you, and ask yourself, am I somebody that's making this comfortable for somebody? Is anybody around me uncomfortable? And if you feel like that, have that conversation, man. It just all starts with talking and just understanding what page everybody is on. And that, to me, that eliminates a lot of bullshit and a lot of problems and issues that may come about. You just have to talk and just have these conversations. It's better to have a conversation that may feel awkward at the moment, but that will alleviate a lot of bullshit down the line. Yeah. And that's just the bottom line. We got to start having different type of dialogue and conversations with one another. It's
for sure.
It's beyond time. We have to make that the norm. We have to understand where people are at mentally. We have to get help if we feel like we need help. We have to help each other, and that's just the bottom line, man. It's unfortunate, again, this won't be the last time that something like this comes about. You know what I mean? But it's just, we have to do our job of being more responsible adults and more responsible individuals and having these conversations and bringing them to the forefront. And
trying to monitor that type of behavior. That's where my apology is. For I apologize for not trying to monitor more. Maybe I should have monitored more. I wasn't aware, and that's where my stomach has been sick. Like maybe I should have.
I get that.
asked more questions. Like
Did-
maybe I should have. Maybe I
This
should
happened
have
on my watch.
thrown myself more into. Maybe I shouldn't have just went home. Like maybe I should have stayed. That's kind of where it's at
I get it.
with me. So my apology is there for sure. I wish. Granted, from my understanding, every situation that was noted, I wasn't even there or around. But that doesn't mean that behavior hasn't happened before. Doesn't matter at all.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter a bit. Parks, what up? You got last word?
No, I think we covered pretty much everything. But consent is mandatory. No one owes you sex, and check your mans.
And let me utilize.
That's kind of it.
Let me utilize this time to let any women. Shout out to the women listeners. Let me let any of you out there know if there's a gentleman running around leveraging the good Joe Budden name to try to get pussy. That's not my man.
Wait, what? Someone did that?
I'm sure that
I'm
happens.
positive that has happened, but we have the
Wait,
point.
hold on.
Men are leveraging
Let's
the names of men
let's get into
to
some joke shit.
closer to women.
Joe Budden getting you in the pussy?
What'd you say?
Now I'm trying to just make it lighter here. Is the name Joe Budden is getting you the pussy?
I've never tried it, so I have never tried to say.
Give him a fake name?
That happens.
I've just never tried. Hey, I'm Joe Budden. What do you?
No.
Come
I'm
home.
I'm saying if I went out and was like, "Yo, I know Joe," that's getting me the box.
I'm sure some men would try to use that. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think so
I'm joking
too.
around.
I think it
I'm just
might
trying to
put
be-
you in a
I'm
better.
I'm trying to be mean
predicament.
to my friend. That's all.
No, I'm not the friend you should be mean to. That's the combo that we keep trying to have here.
Yeah. Why are you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm awesome out here. All right, you guys, things are getting spicy between Alexis Sky and King Ike.
Who is King Ike?
Her bestie that is not her bestie anymore, that's threatening to reveal the
What?
tea.
No.
Can you believe it?
Is she about to be exposed?
Parks, don't ever scream no like that again.
I was in shock, Maul. In utter shock.
Maul, if you know Parks, he's really invested in anything Alexis Sky does.
I fuck with gas stations.
This might be the
Parks, you're funny.
Parks. This might be the wrong time to bring this up, but one of my favorite things during the quarantine is like seeing hoes talk about how they're using this time usefully to like be spiritual and connect with themselves and be wholesome. It's like, fam.
Oh, hoes love being spiritual. Say
No, they'd be the most spiritual on the low.
Word.
I don't know how this came up, but yeah, Mo, I'm not into the Range Rover. I'm not. Like when you pay a certain dollar amount for a car, like I want some type of luxury. And it don't handle like luxury. It ain't really luxurious inside. I'm coming from Mercedes. And
Wait, but did you say you got a new Range Rover though?
Yeah, you just replace the Range Rover with the Range.
Velar. It's a different one.
That shit sounds
Yo,
fancy.
if you
I
was,
didn't even know what a Velar was.
if you was still rapping, what would you rhyme that with?
Oh, come on, man. The car.
The cars, velour.
Yeah, I'll probably sneak in some velour in the velour.
That's what I was trying to get you to.
Parks. I heard you almost call it.
Velar and velour?
Yeah,
Got the velour and the
the
velour.
velour.
Yo, the world is such a better place now that I don't rap no more, honestly. Yo, all right, so let's get back to some of these battles. I meant to talk about this last week because this was a really, really, really big deal to me, maybe not so much in the hip-hop community, but John P. Key. Do y'all know who John P. Key is?
I don't.
I don't think
I
so.
remember that name from somewhere.
Mo, you will never be my friend again if you do not know who
I
John
remember
P.
that name.
Rory and Parks, maybe not. But
I remember
I
that name.
don't know
But
that
black dudes, you was in a choir, you came up in the
Yeah.
church.
Okay, I
John
remember
P. Key is gospel royalty.
Yeah.
I only know that name because every song that my choir director tried to teach us was from him.
Okay.
So John P. Key is
Which church?
Monumental in Jersey City.
Oh, okay. I was thinking maybe Queens.
Monumental. I was in Monumental in Jersey City, and in high school, our choir director that I was the lead singer of just gave us all of the John P. Key songs.
What
And
voice were you?
Wait, hold on. We've killed them all for this choir shit
Yeah,
for
you a tenor? Were you a
years.
baritone?
You are now admitting that you were also. I mean, you wasn't Harlem Boys
Was this
Choir.
before puberty?
But you was,
did you have a nice soprano?
You was Jersey City Boys Choir?
If you want to say that. Be clear.
First chair, too.
Be clear.
We got 2 first chairs on this pod.
No, but it's different. It's different. It's the they never gave Maul the lead.
Why have we not started
They
a
never
group?
gave. Hold up, but they never.
Why haven't y'all harmonized?
Hold on, y'all getting y'all jokes off. But hold on, let me be clear in what I'm saying. They never gave Maul the lead. Don't
Maul fucked
put
up.
Maul.
I
with
think you and
me.
Maul fucked up,
Maul,
too.
I have footage of me singing the lead. Do you? Or you Will
I
Chamberlain?
can find it.
Or you scored 100 points, right?
I can find it.
with the plumbers.
Like I could call my mom or somebody in Jersey City, and they have footage of Joe Budden being the lead. Now, back to Rory. I only clown Maul for the same reasons I clown Maul all the time. Maul's too cool for anything. So when you bring
That's
up
not true.
Maul, so
You look really cool. You look really cool right now.
You're not still fighting this, are you?
I don't know what y'all talking about.
That's an exclusive 1 of 7 Griselda merch hoodie you have on.
Yeah.
Like, you know what time it is. The LA is upside down on
And,
your hat.
and you have general wings on the brim.
Yeah, and you never generaled everything. You
General Maul.
You never even had
General.
You never even had General So's. You never
even met General So's.
You never had General
No.
So's.
That's not even your dish at the spot.
But listen,
Nah.
I've told this story a bunch of times how I came up. I only left the choir because of
didn't-
drugs.
Okay. That'll do
They
it.
wouldn't let you do drugs in the choir?
Isn't the church supposed to bring you in for that?
Quiet.
They're supposed to help you. They're supposed to help you.
Quiet bitches was freaky. Stop trying to get me.
First of all-
stop trying to get me to go behind the
That's
little.
that's where
Behind the curtain.
Stop trying to get me to come to Thursday class.
Ew.
No, bitch.
that's where the church be full of shit when they be like, "Come as you are." All right, I'm high.
And I'm hungover.
I'm high shit.
Yeah, no, I was lead.
No, come as you are. No.
I was lead in my choir. Mr. Matthews will attest to it. I hope he's still doing good. But
Why? Why is
just
that?
wanna know
Why
what
is there
voice-
always a
Mr.
Matthews? in the
Matthews,
church?
I know, Mr. Matthews. Yeah, he was killing shit too.
Holy shit!
But no, John P. Key did a versus battle that wasn't versus against Hezekiah Walker.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And this was a really big deal. This was
Yeah.
big. I didn't get to see the actual battle, so I don't know who won, but my pick was John P. Key, just because that's how I came up and I refused to go against my childhood.
Yeah, Hezekiah Walker got some records though.
Definitely. Where was down at Lawrence at the time?
Yeah.
Clark sisters.
Yeah, no, there's a bunch
Which, by
of
the
them.
way,
coming with some fire.
that movie series, whatever, was great.
And don't
The
sleep on
Clark sister shit. If y'all didn't watch it,
I didn't
yet.
see it.
Oh, it's
Yeah, real good?
Yeah, you gotta watch that.
That's Lifetime?
Yeah, I think.
I'll check it out. I think
I don't
it's
know.
like-
I don't know. Don't quote me.
I think it's
But
Lifetime
what-
because
the Clark
Remy
sister
and
shit is
Ebony
dope.
told me.
Yeah.
But I will watch that. Listen, they sleeping on Kirk too. And all my people say.
No, you can't talk gospel without talking Kirk Franklin.
Word.
But I just thought it was interesting that the gospel dudes have got involved in the versus thing. I really got to shout out this thing that Timbaland and Swiss have started, because even though people, pardon me, I got the hiccups. People are running off with their own renditions of shit.
like
I enjoy it.
like you
Like
and
us.
I and Maul and I.
Shit, I'm hyped about. You seen Bone Thugs in 3
Bone Thugs in 3
Wait, when is that happening?
soon. Tonight, tomorrow, one of these days.
Bone Thugs versus
Like not tonight when we're recording.
3-6.
Like when people are hearing this. I'm not missing that.
Maybe I'm ignorant.
Here's the thing.
Can Bone? I know Bone Thugs is like supposed to be the greatest group of all time, like as far as accomplishments and accolades.
No, they're not.
You said what?
No, they're not even close. And I'm by the
How-
no. I was going to continue to say. I say that to say, I think the 3-6 will take that, but I'll enjoy the Bone Thug records more than I will the 3-6 ones.
Wait, you
I
think
love-
3-6 is going to take it?
I
Like,
love Bone Thugs.
You think that's like they're the heavy favorite? 3-6?
I would think because of singles, not because of music.
I think that Bone Thugs had bigger records though.
To us,
Yeah.
To us, you have to realize
But
in those
again-
versus battles, it's the public.
True.
Didn't three?
I just think they had more commercially successful singles, I guess.
I think that would, and that's what I'm back to my original statement that Rory won the challenge. I'm pretty sure I did some research years ago, and Bone Thugs was like the highest selling group with the highest selling.
Over like
they
Outkast.
sold a lot of, no, they're up there though.
They're not far.
Oh no, I wouldn't say they would be far, but to be the number one, I wouldn't say that.
I don't know if Outkast I don't know if Outkast. Well, let's look up the Crossroads stats.
Crossroads.
I'm sure they're
was-
insane.
That was one of the biggest.
1999 Eternal. That was a
I,
huge album.
dog,
Yeah.
I felt like I lost Uncle Charlie.
Yeah,
Well, you did.
we all did at that moment.
You did. We all lost Uncle Charlie.
At that moment,
Hey, Parks, I got 3-6 in that battle too. By the way,
I
have-
think I would agree just because they have more. Like I've said a lot of times about these battles, they have more aggressive.
Yeah, they have-
music.
and I think they have. Not even. I think don't
And
they
they have
have
hits, too.
more of a catalog to choose from.
No.
Let's because if you
How
start
could that
including all
not
the
be-
solo stuff,
Wait, who's solo stuff?
3-6, Project Pat, Juicy J, they all have.
But 3-6 as a group was functioning for longer than Bone Thugs. Is that false?
No, I think that's accurate.
Yeah, I think that's accurate too. So
but
while
I think Bone Thugs had
They have
more
bigger
commercial
records.
Success. They had more
Bone
commercial
Thugs has Bone Thugs probably they have bigger records. But I mean they disbanded at one point.
They've had some turmoil.
Yeah, they've had.
Come on.
And
One of their
members-
one of their members shot another member by accident.
Oh, they have a lot of albums actually. I didn't realize how active they were in the 2000s.
That Art of War,
Me neither. Then me neither. By the way,
the Art of War shit that I'm looking now has some shit on it.
Yeah,
Outside of the obvious with the 1999 Eternal shit, but they got Easy E joints that they could play. Like For the Love of Money could ring off well to me.
well, that's a fact. That's to anybody.
But I'm trying to think outside of Eternal.
The ones.
Yeah. I don't know. Thuggish
don't
Ruggish
know.
Bone is hard to
Bone
combat,
Thug,
but 3-6
Bone Thug
Mafia
got
some
4
shit.
points that they getting automatically, and I'm giving the rest to 3-6.
3-6 got some shit, bro.
and probably the whole Bone Thugs could beat me up. So I'm
and the whole 3-6.
well, I'm rooting for them, so they wouldn't. They would love me.
Yo, all right. So I don't know who booked this. For people that know Howard Homecoming, obviously y'all know it's a big,
I was
big thing.
definitely busy bone in high school too.
I went Yard Fest at Howard Homecoming is like a really big thing.
Mm-hmm.
They get like Drake did it. Like they get big acts to
Mm-hmm.
do Yard Fest to perform.
He's pretty big.
For some reason, and I'm not saying this is shit on Bone Thugs, I'm talking about the audience that they're serving. Booked Bone Thugs like a couple years ago. I couldn't wait to go, but I was sitting there watching, and I was so happy to see Bone Thugs together and like Busy look real healthy, and I was like, oh, this is great. When I say I could not stop laughing at the 18 to 21 year olds that go to Howard staring at this group of men singing these songs like, yo, what the dog, they had 2 Chainz last year. Who the fuck booked this? I was sitting there enjoying I'm like, they killed. Bone Thugs killed.
I've never seen them live, but I would imagine
That was my first time seeing them live, and they killed. Like they were,
I
they
never
looked like
understood
they like went and prepped for this shit. Like it wasn't a shitty performance at all. They killed the shit, but in front of people that were born in 1998.
Yeah, I would imagine it hits a little different.
Yeah, but you know what I don't understand about that? Because I feel like now it's so easy for people to know about artists that were before them, like they had big records before they were like outside or of age. Like when we were 18, if we wanted to know about, and the crazy shit is we did at 18, we knew about like the older rap groups and the artists. But like if we wanted to really know about their music, we had to physically go look for it and go search for it.
Yeah.
Now you can literally open your phone and hear Bone Thugs' first album.
Yeah, but what I'll say to
first
that.
But at that
is
same
actually-
time,
the first EP
it's
was
so
the
much
shit, too.
young music that I can open in my phone. Why am I trying to check what the older people doing?
But more,
Because
but wait, hold up. But more to that point that you're making, there was a whole lot of music that our parents put us on to that they was playing and that you know we wouldn't have known nothing about. But in that same moment, there was a whole bunch of music on like 8-dats
Yeah.
that we was not going to find out about because technology wouldn't even allow us to play a 8-dat.
Right.
Fuck are you talking
8-track,
about?
you mean, I
I
think,
mean,
but
I'm saying dat. Why am I
Dat-
getting 8
digital
from?
audio.
That's a
tech.
studio- that's a
DAT.
studio thing.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no,
DATs are a
DATs.
studio
DATs.
thing.
That was the mixtape era. Was DATs.
The 8-track whatever our
yeah.
parents were using, 8-track, and then we just never knew nothing about that. So I feel like that's kind of where we are now. Like, yeah, streaming is here, but be clear, all the music ain't on streaming, depending on who owns the rights.
True.
And if there's so much that is available on streaming that the kids ain't really trying to go. It's hard for me to find out all the music that was released yesterday.
And y'all are underestimating kids not giving a fuck. Like,
Yeah, they
so I
don't care. They don't. They're not
luckily-
attached in the way that we were.
But see, I don't
like-
understand that though, Joe. Like, I don't. If I like something, right? If I like something, like I genuinely, if I like music, like especially if I like a certain genre, I think that it's your duty to know about the legends and the classic albums and the classic songs and the people that came before. Like, I just don't understand how it's possible for you to enjoy something, especially in art form, and not knows you don't have to know all of the history, but at least 10 years before you history.
Well, we got, and this is the harsh truth. We have a lot of people in the music business that are not music lovers.
Oh God, no. And
Yeah, we know that.
You talking from
they're business lovers. They're business lovers.
oh yeah,
you talking
no, they're
from
opportunity lovers.
Yo, I love this culture. I love music. I want to just learn and hear all that I can. How do we lead up to this point? There's a lot of people like that. First person comes to mind, like Reason from TDE. He's one of them to me. And, and it's almost a knock. Like
Almost, yeah.
These kids that go back and do research and listen and want to hip you to all the shit that was dope back then, it's like used as a knock damn near
And
today.
Yeah.
not some Reason. And,
Oh, you mad wise.
and it's funny.
You get knocked for having knowledge.
Daniel from Division 2. The more conversations him and I be having about these versus battles and all that shit, I'm like, oh, never mind. I apologize. You know music.
He knows
for
music.
real.
He knows music.
You can hear it in his in the music. Though.
Yeah.
You get
But a lot of people, like, for me, I feel so blessed that my father was so into Motown and the blues and even a lot of 70s rock. And I'm so happy my mom was so into 80s pop music. Like, I just got so much in my home with music that I grew up with that I know everyone didn't. Then I went outside. I was the youngest person on my block, so I was getting the older rap music from the people outside.
I just want to point out, if this were our normal podcast, I had a real toxic joke that I thought would have been a home run just now, but I'm not.
It's cool. It's cool. I think I know what it is.
Like, Rory Pops was out listening to Motown and shit. You can see why he boogied.
Started seeing what that chocolate was
He got
about.
time to raise this little nigga, man. I'm in Sasha crib with this fucking Smokey Robinson.
Papa was a Rolling Stone. Don't do that about my papa.
My bad. I love Rory's parents.
Yeah, like you know. Come on,
Rory mom already
you know how
wants to smoke with me.
you know
I
how
love
stand
you.
up my dad is. My dad is that dude.
I fuck with listen, I fuck with your dad. I fuck with my dad and he left.
Fuck with my pops. He wasn't there either. Fuck with him today though. That's my guy.
Yo, you know what's funny? This is not the podcast for it. One day when we're more mature, I want to get into how y'all. Well, Mo, you got siblings.
Yeah, absolutely.
Listen, now is not the time, but one day I'd like, when we're more mature, I want to have the conversation about how some siblings feel at their dad or their parent treating the younger sibling better because of mistakes they learned from with them.
That's a good topic.
That is an amazing topic.
I've had those conversations with friends. Like, my dad cleaned everything up with this new family that's 10, 15 years younger than me. And it's painful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, of course it's painful. Of course it's painful.
But it comes back to my point that I've made on this podcast before. In dealing with everything, you got to just eventually find that place that you realize that, yo, my pops is just some dude. Like once no. Once you realize that your
3,
parents
2, 1. All right, we back.
like once you realize your parents were just young people, it changes your perspective on things that you may take and there's nothing more personal than your relationship with your parents and how they treat their child. And that's I'm not saying I was treated bad. I love my parents to death. They're the most amazing people.
Yeah, I'm reading through that. You can always tell when you get older, when you figure out why dad boogied.
Like, you just gotta understand.
All right, Mom was kind of clingy.
I wouldn't have dealt with this shit neither.
Like, I get sick of Mom some days, so I can only imagine.
I ain't gonna lie. All right. Listen, who do you have on Bone Thugs versus 3-6?
I think I got 3-6 too.
Yeah, I got the. Rory said he had Bone Thugs. Who had Bone Thugs?
No.
DJ Paul's doing it too.
I was the first one that said I have 3-6 winning that by popular opinion. I'm gonna enjoy the Bone Thugs records more.
Yeah,
I'm gonna enjoy. That's a versus thing too.
No,
it's not official.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
It's the same people that did Trippie Redd versus Trippie
No,
Redd.
I think this is a versus. I think
it's not a versus. It's not a versus.
I haven't seen it on their page. Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. I would respect if that was a versus. I think that's a good
great
versus.
It's a great.
Yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't.
That's a really good versus.
Two of the arguably biggest groups in probably
Yeah,
hip-hop.
but slow down. I'm not gonna do that to Timbaland and Swiss. A big part of that versus shit is either Timbaland or Swiss knowing that the person competing is like mentally stable. Like, it's people that they know. I'm not saying that Bone Thugs and 3-6 is not, but
I know what you're saying.
they haven't.
Personal
filtered
relationships
it.
is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Even though that backfired with Sean Garrett, but
That was great. Shit. That was fucking fantastic. We got rules
high
now.
as a
He changed the league.
he did. He was Iverson to the versus.
Yeah. Nah, he changed the league. Fuck that.
Hand checking in.
Here, I got a random thought.
Who'd you think won our battle?
Me, Rockefeller. Not even close.
Don't do that.
You asked me how I felt. My feelings don't determine what happened. I feel like
Here's the thing.
that's not close.
This ain't. All right, granted, I'm in the police store. I'm at the aisle, but I'm not paying for anything.
You was fighting.
I'm at the police store.
No, you was fighting.
I was punching.
No, you was fighting. I just don't feel like,
I was going against the dynasty.
That's my point. Like, there's nothing you could play when Where I'm From comes on to me. That's me. But I mean, the young kids felt like
I was really
a lot of shit. Some of them felt like you won.
I was really offended when you played that.
Yeah, it's ignorant. It's like
When you played "Can I Live," I was like, all right.
Jay-Z has too many records that you could play to end anything. Like, I don't know who.
And that's just
The,
Jay-Z.
the
That's not
entire
whole
time we were
Yeah.
doing that battle, and I think I repeated it a couple times. How do you not think Jay-Z is the greatest rapper of all time?
He is, but listen, quiet.
Like
You was rooting for Joe in your battle?
No, shit. Back to Daniel from Division. He was like, "Yo, Roy rooting for the other team."
Listen, in the midst
Because
of
I was
this-
rapping every J verse that Joe played.
in the midst of this Jordan doc, the talk is about Scottie Pippen being the greatest Robin ever, and I might be here to challenge that today with a hot take. There's a lot of Beanie Siegel records that end
son.
things.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of Beanie
pull
Siegel records that just are going to give you a hard time in a battle.
Yeah.
Pull up.
Did y'all see the,
pull up my fucking
the-
top 10 from when this podcast had first started years ago? Beans was in my original before we made the top 20 joke. Beans was in my personal top 10 ever. And when you was playing shit, I was like, this is why Beans is the fucking man. How you
Beans got a lot of
beating
that.
Beans, man?
You got a lot of those in there. What you say, Park?
Did y'all see the Crooked and Black Thought interview? And he said Black Thought was saying how he was in a group with Beans in like 4th grade or something like that.
That's crazy.
Oh, all right.
I did not see
That's
that part, but
that's
that's
crazy.
awesome.
But no, listen to
Beans scared him out the group. Black Thought had enough. Fam, I'm gonna go
if
start
you-
this roots thing.
I'm gonna get back to the roots.
I'm gonna get some musicians.
Yo,
We're just gonna play
there's-
some instruments.
Yo, I got this guy that plays the drums.
Yeah.
No, but if you go back, listen to Black Thought interviews about that high school that he got kicked out of, that Questlove went to, that Boys to Men went to. Like, that school was insane at that specific time in Philadelphia. Like, you got the Roots and Boys to Men in the hallway together.
I know we called Sean Stockman, but I really want to hear more about when Boys to Men got Hollywood.
Are they not allowed to get Hollywood?
Boomerang.
Of course you are. No, you are. I'm not judging you.
Like, when you from the gutter like that, yeah. Like, no, let me get Hollywood.
No, I'm not judging Boys to Men for getting Hollywood. I just want to hear more of those stories. Like,
Yeah.
that would be fly to hear how Juan.
We need a
How Juan was giving it up.
Juan, hey, Babyface, tell Babyface the fuck out of here, all right? I'm writing this one tonight. That's what Joel told Royce.
I want to hear some more beans and black dog.
Yo, the Slaughterhouse doc is gonna blow the lid off of this industry. And I'm working on it. It's coming, goddammit.
Walu got all that footage.
I'm driving right to Joel House, going right to Quick.
Shout out Walu.
Quick, how you felt about Royce doing all that bullshit, man?
I told you the only way to put out Glass House is put it out with a documentary.
No. Yeah.
Package it together.
And there's Matt. We documented the whole album that never came out.
I know.
Walu was there the whole time. It probably looks phenomenal because Walu's amazing.
Yeah, no, Walu is really, really
Yeah,
dope.
no, he probably will fucking charge me 7 figures to get that footage now. Well, Joe, he's got that Spotify thing on?
There's a little
Got that Spotify thing going on. I see you stating the culture out there.
Yo, what was we laughing so hard at Jazz? Oh, yeah, never mind. Never mind. I got it. Don't do that.
Go back to that.
Don't do that.
Go back to that.
Jazzmatazz.
A nice little jazzmatazz.
Let's see what else. Yo, here we go. Here's another random thought I had since my fucking podcast co-hosts don't come in for years with anything to talk about. Here,
Alexis Scott.
Here, I got one. No. No. You ready? No, this is a serious one. I saw somebody tweet. It said, you know what R&B album don't get discussed enough? Mm-hmm. Unleash the Dragon is what they said.
Sure, yeah.
And they're correct in that.
That's a fact.
And when I read it, know what my very next thought was? We as a community and culture owe Sisqo an apology. Not just for Unleash the Dragon, but do you remember the ridicule that Sisqo took when he tried to beef with R. Kelly?
No, actually, I don't.
Y'all are old. Some of y'all are old enough.
I'm old enough to remember that.
I remember.
Do y'all remember?
I definitely remember that.
Do y'all remember how he got killed? He got destroyed and was rendered helpless.
Yeah.
And then we got R. Kelly the fuck out of here. And nobody said sorry to Sisqo.
No.
So we forgot about your fucking amazing album, and we don't give a fuck that Predator dude got you out of here.
But not just Sisqo. I don't think we give Drew Hill the respect that they deserve
At all.
Like
Here's
Well, I
the thing.
do because I've actually caught someone sleeping in my bed. And
Yeah. So you just hard.
No. Honestly,
yeah, it took 5 steps.
Honestly, that was a good. No. That was a good joke.
What'd you say, Boris?
I said, don't you have a record with Sisqo?
That's fire if you
Not
do.
with Sisqo.
No.
I would love to have a record with Sisqo.
Yo, honestly,
Y'all niggas gonna make me unleash the dragon. More.
he kind of got the pump it up treatment to some degree.
Yeah, but Sisqo wasn't a one-hit wonder.
No, I'm saying that.
at all.
No. Whoa, that's not what I'm saying. Come on, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that everyone focused on a song that kind of became a mockery. It became a mockery to the world. It was on every Now record, like. But it was a super smash.
I fucked my first baby mama off that record. Shout out to Alberts in Jersey City. I know y'all closed down, but man, when Thong Song and You Owe Me came on back to back.
That was on MLK, right?
Not MLK. That was on Marin Boulevard. Alberts, right before you got to Newport and all that shit.
Yeah.
Club right on the corner. It was for the grown people. My old ass baby mom was in there. I was right in there shaking a tail feather.
Ew.
shaking a tail.
Yo, y'all laughing. I know today Rory's traveling festival and the New York clubs don't have dance floors. But remember, 97, 98,
big lie.
99, like dancing was a real thing.
No,
in fact, he was corny if he wasn't dancing.
Yeah, like you was almost trying to learn how to dance.
No. I'm only in being defensive and offended here. That's kind of why I think Palooza's dope, because people dance.
No.
Yeah, they do dance at Palooza.
No, they dance. Like that's kind of why I've loved our party that way. Like people, the first time people actually dance.
They do, but I get why Joe is saying they don't. Because
it's a different.
Oh no! You are certainly right that the dancing
is different.
Is way different. I know what you're talking about.
The niggas at Palooza will dance to themselves, sing along to the song for the next 90 songs, and that will be it. I'm talking about like really integrating with people.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a different style of doing it.
Because it got so big, it changed. But that was the original blueprint.
Yeah, y'all
of
got
it.
6,000 niggas there. Like,
And we have artists performing all that shit where people don't dance. But originally, how the whole shit started was, you throw your phone to the side, we dancing, dub, all that shit. But
fam, I was reminiscing.
But no,
when they tweeted,
Sisqo
I'm like,
got the Pump It Up treatment. You
remember,
ignored all his catalog because of the big hit record.
Like, remember when girls would let you dance with them, like as being a guy that they didn't know that was just walking up behind them, and they turn around and do the cute check.
It was a difference.
Like, if you're cute, all right, you can stay here.
Yep.
And I'm gonna shake his ass. Yo, you don't miss that? Oh man! Sometimes she wouldn't do the look back cute check until like halfway through the song.
Yeah.
And first of all, don't let me find a wall.
Oh man. Oh, let me not say where I was going there. If I get a wall, if I got a wall and speed, arrest me.
Good night. It was a good night. It was a good night. It was definitely
The dark corner. Oh my God, the good old days. Wrong podcast to highlight that. We'll move on.
Yeah.
No. We know what we're talking about. Consensually with dancing on the wall, like. And she double checked back. All right, he cute. I'll
Fam,
keep dancing.
and the real bitches pull you closer to him. I'm like, fam, my thigh's already. I can't get no closer to you right now.
Yo, back.
You know why they trying to feel that.
And back to original. Yeah, no, you right more. Back to original accountability. You ever get that look back and you ain't so cute?
And then she boogie you. Yeah,
it's all happened to us.
That happened to me when I was in my fucking brown and orange Nietzsche shirt one time.
You never wore that again.
Nah, cause
brown and orange just a nasty combo to begin with.
Well, listen, this is the thing, man. Like, I was going to Albert's underage allegedly. Mm-hmm. And when you underage, sometimes you try to look of age and fail.
Exactly. Yeah.
The brown and orange did.
Yeah.
Button up.
I
look grown in this.
Because this was a grown and sexy club. Here I come buttoning up my Nietzsche. Mo.
That's a nasty button. Because I know which Nietzsche button that you talking about. Like the silky shit.
Yeah, when they tried to get grown.
Joe bought that from the square too. I know where you bought it.
It wasn't it. It was nasty.
Oh,
the good old days. The good old days.
And Nietzsche tried to get grown and sexy.
We as a community owe Sisqo an apology.
I really wish that my fake ID did not get confiscated at a liquor store. Because if you would have saw my fake ID, I think I had memorized the address, but I've thus forgotten. I think it was in like Staten Island or some weird. It was a weird address.
You had a New York fake ID?
Yeah.
you.
Oh, those were.
No. I had
you better than me. You went to Staten Island?
No. I didn't get it. No, I didn't get it from Staten Island.
I got the fake address.
It was the fake address. They just give you an address.
Oh, got it.
I had two. I had a Michigan one because the Michigan ones were the hardest ones to not look insane.
Fraudy.
And then I got a New York one. And I remember
New York is.
I remember getting it, and my older cousin going, "Dog, this isn't." I was 16. I didn't even have an ID, and my cousin going, "This is what a New York ID look like, fam. What are you doing?"
Yeah.
Yeah, New York IDs
You should have seen.
almost.
You should have seen my face.
I had a Connecticut.
You should have seen my fucking face. I looked like I was 11.
Yeah, but
in the picture.
In you guys' defense, they didn't when we was in to get a fake ID game. They didn't teach us about like what the real state's ID
what they looked like.
No, but that's
because you never had an ID.
That's why I got Connecticut because I was like,
no, you got Connecticut because Raekwon said peace, Connecticut.
That might be true. But I put my regular Elmira, New York address.
Is that why I got the Staten Island one? for Ray?
Parks walked up to the club. Real niggas lick shots. Yo, the smoke shop I got my fake ID at is still right there, Canal Street, operating business as usual. I think that's where Tahiri got her Joey tattoo from too. They did mad shit in there.
Yo,
yeah, they rolled cigars.
Yo,
anything questionable? Yeah, we got that.
Yeah.
Yo, I had. This will be a real quick story because I don't talk about the G Unit Sha Money days that I had been around, but you have to get into a label with an ID at the front.
Yeah.
So I had 3 or 4 gentlemen that were part of that clique hit me and go, "Yo, we supposed to come up to the building today." you got a fake ID plug, and they was like 30.
But they need a fake ID at 30.
And because they were from a place where you ain't have an ID.
Right.
Well, that happened. That has actually happened to me a bunch of times where the 35-year-old nigga need a fake ID.
And
Like, fam, why do you need ID? Because my jail ID ain't hitting no more.
And,
What the fuck are you talking about?
and the funny shit is, I shout out to Grin, my tattoo artist, and Joe's tattoo artist. His old spot on Christopher Street, I was like, yo, I got y'all. Printed them shit right up. They got right into Universal.
Yo, getting your fake ID as a minor feels like the greatest thing ever.
Oh,
No,
It feels
I had
like
two
you've
of them.
arrived.
I was in the club at 16 with my fake.
Rory, you were too young for chalk and IDs, right? Like the old New York shit, you could just use a colored pencil and
Oh,
turn
no,
like
yeah,
the
I'm too. I'm,
6
I'm-
into an 8.
I'm too young for that. Yeah, I don't know that.
Yeah. That was a different game.
Chalk IDs.
I don't know what that. I don't know what that is.
God damn.
You just altered your shit. You just use a little red colored pencil and change the number.
Boy, the times have changed.
Bouncer would have rubbed that 8 right off and smacked you.
If you did it right, that shit is stuck on there. If you were nice with it.
No, that was my issue. When I had my fake ID was to get into clubs. It wasn't to buy liquor because we all know. Come on, the liquor stores we be around don't give a fuck.
Word.
So I always had that to try to get into a club, and I went into a liquor store to buy liquor to then go to the club, and they ID'd me. So I back to arrogance and ego, pulled out my horrible New York ID, and fam took that and was like, yo, I swear to God, he opened a lockbox, didn't say a word to me, and threw it in there and locked it. I was like, what are you doing? Because they used to get paid. If you remember, I don't know if this is Rudy Giuliani. No, it wasn't Rudy Giuliani at that point. It was Bloomberg. I forgot. But they used to get paid like $175 if you took a fake ID. So he locked it. I was like, yo, what you doing? He's like, bro, that's the most fake ID I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, fam, and you can go home.
And I was like, and more,
And you can go.
I looked 11 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other thing. You ever go to like a club or a strip club with like a girl that don't have her ID, but you be there so much that the bouncers ask you like, yo, she of age? You be like, yeah, but she look like she's 17 or some shit. That is so creepy.
Yeah.
You vouching for somebody. Nah, she good.
Like a fucking
She
creep.
don't look good at all.
No. Bro, that girl has
man.
school in the morning.
Yeah. Oh, man. But I understood.
Shout out to fake IDs.
I understood.
Man. That was a great era.
You know, it was.
I didn't get my shit took till I was 21. The police found it at like a gas station. They came, knocked on my door. I'm like, bro, I'm 21. I don't give a fuck about this ID. Like,
But do the kids need that now? They don't need fake IDs now, right? What do they do now when they want to get in somewhere?
Clubs aren't really a thing though. If they live,
Yeah, but if I want to go to your shit and I'm not old enough, because your shit's not all ages.
No, of course not. Look at 21 plus. No. And now
It would be hard to fake today's IDs. I would think.
you can't fake.
Yeah.
They scan it.
Can't.
They put it in a
Yeah,
machine.
It's impossible.
my shit scanned though.
You-
My shit scanned back. That was in 2001. My shit scanned.
And I'm never saying it's impossible because I'm always on the side of the streets when it comes to what they can duplicate. Like when the
figured that
new
out.
money came, you'll never get this. And the streets was like, all right, hold up. When they
Word.
food stamps, the streets got fake Medicaid cards.
And no, Parks is right. They scanned before, but the scan now is different. Like it pulls up your your profile of from the DMV.
They probably figured out a new shit.
No. Parks is right. They used to, and my shit scanned. Well, my Michigan one scanned. My New York one, I don't think it's scanned. But
No one was trying to scan that shit anyway.
no, I don't think that one's scanned. But no. Now they scan like I think it brings up like your life.
No, now they can't play. Can't play. And you got to find that out as an adult. Like what the cops are pulling up
Yeah.
back there.
There's nothing more scary than looking in the rearview and the cop like keep hitting the computer.
Oh,
Fam,
my,
like,
oh
yo,
my
like what are they
God.
searching?
Like, fam, it's
Yeah.
all types of shit coming
Yeah.
out. Like,
Yeah.
it's all types of shit coming through that
You
computer.
be sitting there
right
mad till you figure out what the fuck this nigga doing back there for 40,
Yeah.
45 minutes. Oh
Like he's
shit!
texting
Wait,
his girl.
wait.
now. He's waiting for the next patrol car to come transport you, fam. That's what he waiting.
Well, that's the thing about being a youth from impoverished neighborhoods. Like you got to be able to identify patterns. When the second cop car rolls up, you're not
Oh, no.
going home.
Yeah,
No. Your night is over.
Yeah, you're not.
And your weekend might be over too.
Yeah, you're not going home.
Yeah.
What else is important? We haven't talked music at all, but
shout
it's
out to the drunk tank.
not really any music out. I saw Chris Brown say something about him and Young Thug have a project coming out called Slime and B on Sisqo.
Yo, Savon was ready.
Fuck ass, say get out of here, nigga. We fucking talking. Slime and B, Cinco de Mayo, May 5th.
Okay.
That sounds really fire.
I'm buying it. Yeah.
No.
I'm in.
That sounds. If Doug get on his R&B shit too, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm super.
That should be a fun listen. But you know what's funny, man? Because of this time we're in right now, I was listening to music, and it's just a weird time to be trying to digest new music, man. I'm sorry, like it's like.
Yeah, you can't.
Being home, it's not the same, man. Like not traveling, not seeing different.
Because
depending on the music, it's weird.
So much of the popular
weird,
music
man.
is to be heard outside.
It's
Like,
just for the crib.
We
so
have
it's cool.
we have the artists we love that you could just
Slime and B is not going to be for the crib.
like Guns album. I loved in the crib. I would love it outside too, but I could really fuck with it in the crib.
Yeah, like I want to be
Chris Brown and Young Thug. No, I gotta hear that. I gotta hear that out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
but listen, you're absolutely right about that, Maul. With so much shit going on in the world right now, an album or music has to really penetrate to make it through. But once it does, it stays with you.
I mean, shit. We said the same thing about the Baby's shit, and he got a #1 album, sold 100 and something thousand. So
Knock it off.
All right.
it did.
That is a horrible example.
I know I've been addressing things.
Yo,
but
we told-
I saw people in my mentions prior to the obvious. When that became #1, they were like, "Oh, they're gonna kill you for everything you said." When did I say Baby wouldn't go #1? I know he going #1. I think it's a bad strategy to put this music out so soon.
Well,
You going #1, you Baby. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're going #1, single or no. I just think it's a bad strategy. Kind of back to our Fetty conversation in a more boxed version, because he's not putting out 1,000
he's
singles.
gonna have that. He's gonna have that same challenge. He better figure out
It's
a way.
tough. You gotta chill.
maintain. He got to figure out a way to.
You're
and let me
set-
not say that, because he might not even want the longevity. Because I can't speak for him. But
everyone should.
I fuck with him and I fuck with his music. I'm just saying
At this clip, it will be hard
it
to
wouldn't.
maintain.
And who cares? Who cares
longevity.
about my strategy? But that my strategy would not be to put out this type of volume of music when you had the year you had in 2019. That's just my. That's
Everyone's
just
shit's
my
different,
shit.
That was
So no,
that was Rory Parks. Nigga Parks still talking to me. Yeah, Joe, it's different now.
No, I said everyone's shit's different.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, it's just a weird time to be trying to digest new music because you don't. I mean, mentally, we all in a different space. Like, we not really. I don't want to hear about your fucking drop top, nigga. I'm in the fucking crib for fucking 2 months. Nigga, fuck you and your drop top. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to hear about you on the Pacific Coast Highway.
And how you even get busy to that type of music, like in your crib, in your living room.
It's just weird, man. It's just a weird time to be trying to take in new music. But
weird time, my ass. I'm gonna book a vacation soon.
Oh no,
Even though I don't know when we allowed to leave.
I'm trying to be compliant. I'm trying to be like.
I'm a book one. It's coming.
Yeah, but I'm getting to that point where I'm about to be like, yo, you know what?
I'm out.
My cousin D-Mac, my cousin, he risked it last month. He was like, yo, you
Had
think
a
I should go to
blast.
Mexico?
You just
Had the time of his life.
You literally just beat me
No,
to
he's
it.
still there.
I was.
Oh shit!
He's
I was.
He's at it. Him and his boys got a house on the beach. He wakes up every morning and just jumps in the ocean and works out.
You
And
just
eating,
beat me to
like,
my
mangoes in,
irresponsible
like, the jungle.
cousin. Just is in the middle of an amazing vacation right now. When he told me about it, I was like, "What are you doing?" He made it on the flight, and he's having a fucking blast.
I think I could do it.
No, this is irresponsible. We shouldn't be saying this. Stay your ass. Stay your ass
I'm
in the
not
crib.
talking about right now. I'm talking about.
But it crossed my mind when he
talking about-
safely made it.
I'm talking about booking. I'm talking about booking it now,
Yeah.
so that you maybe get some deals because shit is fucked up out
Getting
there.
it at that price point.
Like,
Yeah.
like I feel like
That's not a bad
I
idea.
feel like I could book now. For September.
This how I know y'all.
oh no, absolutely.
No, I was
think
peeping
so.
oil prices prior, like when it was $75 to fly to fucking LA. No, y'all are flying and y'all are not safe because the prices have gone up. It's not what it was. It was dirt cheap. I checked the prices out of boredom on Priceline and shit. Like,
Oh, so you're not a ride or die?
of what? Priceline?
Of what? Priceline. You be a Priceline ride or die, Rory?
I fuck with Priceline. But no, they've gone up. People are flying.
Listen,
Yeah, I think it's
when the
sad,
weather
so.
get hot, like today it was 65 degrees. You look outside and all
was
the
a
white
beautiful
people
day.
out there just jogging. Like when the weather get nice, people don't give a fuck about this stay inside shit. And when you turn the news on, boy, they getting more persistent with this.
Boy. The boy, you said?
I didn't, but it works. When you turn the news on, boy, they getting persistent with. I said, boy, it is. Yes. No, the boy want to open the economy. Listen,
Finn.
Yeah, the boy's back.
yeah, no, they
The boy can't wait.
yeah, nah, they about to get to it. Y'all better police yourselves, check yourselves, stay safe out there.
No, that's a response.
He's so thirsty. He said, "Go ahead and drink some bleach."
Let's stop right there. That's a perfect statement. Like, they're about to open the country. Y'all need to police yourselves.
Y'all gonna die.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no.
Go out there.
Y'all go ahead.
Go out there.
Y'all can go ahead.
I will say today it was so beautiful outside, and my mom texted me and was like, they're about to put the Blue Angel jets over the city today. And I was like, yo, thank God. I really was so worried that all the essential workers weren't being represented well. And then I was like, all right, no, it's great that we spending $200,000 on jet fuel to honor them instead of giving it to the hospital.
That shit was probably more than that. Yeah, where you could just give someone a little bonus.
Yo, my mom texted me that shit. She was like, they about to fly over the city right now. You know how much that cost? You think all the nurses and doctors and everyone that works in hospitals, because it's not just nurses and doctors, feel that you're spending this much money to fly over the fucking city? And I'm complacent in this problem because I filmed it. I enjoyed it, but that shit was disgusting too.
Complicit.
Yeah.
You're complicit in the problem.
What did I say?
Complacent.
Oh, there you go.
I think the same thing when I look out the window. When I look out the window at nighttime and I see the Empire State Building with the red heartbeat thing at the top, I'm like, fam, niggas is dying like shit out here.
Boy, like, come on, son. Come on.
Y'all got a red light.
Times Square is still lit up.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah.
Like, why you got the fucking shits on?
Yeah. I want to send our prayers, love, and condolences to Sebastian Telfair along with his family. I read that he recently lost his older brother and his mother due to COVID-19. Mm-hmm. And that's just horrible. So I want to send our love to him. He's had a pretty rough year, so I just hope that he's all right. I hope his mental health is all right as you could be with the circumstances.
Absolutely. And his older brother, Dan Turner, anything that had to do with Lincoln High School basketball, just New York City high school basketball, like Dan, that's that dude. Everybody know what he is to that legacy and where he is with Lincoln and with New York City. So I just prayers to Sebastian, to his mother especially. But yeah, his older brother was a really good dude. Really, really good guy.
Yeah, praying for Bassie, man. That's my guy, man. Praying for you, man.
Yeah, 100%. While we at it, I do want to say rest in peace to a gentleman by the name of H.T. Hard Target from Jersey City. Somebody I rap with coming up. Somebody was a big part of just that rapping scene in Jersey City. I recently found out that he passed. I'm not certain how he passed, but it paused me because that was a good guy of mine coming up. So I want to say rest in peace to HT and any family and friends that he has in Jersey City. I want to keep y'all wrapped in prayer as well. Mm-hmm.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, it's important to check on your people right now, man. I mean, that's just the bottom line of that. People are dropping dead out here, and it's important to check on your people and your strong friend. Shout out to Royce. Check up on your strong friend right now. Bingeables. Let's do bingeables. I have recently started watching a show called Interrogation.
Sounds
that
like your swag.
Man.
I love interrogation.
I do. I do too.
When they're on TV, be clear.
yeah.
Nothing cool when it's not.
Interrogation is a show that is on the CBS premium app. I didn't know that CBS had a premium app, but
Okay.
I just subscribed to that for the Prince thing, so I'm gonna check that out because I'm looking for a way to justify it.
Well, CBS now, from to my knowledge, from what I've learned, they much different from some of the other apps and networks that own certain shows. CBS is like, we don't give a fuck if you have Hulu, Apple, Netflix, Amazon, whatever you have. You're gonna pay CBS directly to receive the CBS shows. So Interrogation is one of those shows. I'm not certain how I found it, but I found it, and what it reminds me of, and I'm not finished, so it may change. It reminds me of like if A Night Of was done correctly.
Someone added me actually.
Don't you do that?
Yeah, they added all.
Saying to check
They
that
added
out.
all of us, and Interrogation sounded like my type of show. So I went and checked it out, and I've been glued to it. But I say that if The Night Of was done correctly,
what's your beef with The Night Of?
Because
Because you and I have argued this off microphone years ago.
loved it.
I didn't really see where the argument was.
What
A Night
wasn't
Of-
perfect about it?
There were mad things that were untold, and then they never came back.
Yeah,
Like the way that
all
it ended,
right, all right.
it ended, and I had a gazillion questions, and they never returned. I'm not mad
all
at
right.
having questions, and then you come back.
I'm about to be that artsy guy, but what a great representation of the court system. That's how I interpreted the whole shit. Yeah, this is just about to end with no answers, no questions. This is our court system.
Okay, I'm
Like
not
let's
shooting-
like
you shooting
all
a
right,
bail, but
like
I feel
let's build this entire case up with all this insane fucking evidence and other suspects, all this other shit. And you know how this is gonna end? It's gonna end with a quiet, empty courtroom and the judge going, "Well, I guess this is dismissed."
Well, I'm not mad.
I thought it was perfect, and then it ended up showing that this kid who was such a model citizen in his cab became a drug addict, and he ended up smoking crack under the fucking GW after the whole shit happened.
Okay, for me, I didn't think it was perfect, and I'm all for the artsy ending, i.e., Sopranos, where we just
maybe not
what
artsy,
happened.
just maybe what's
When it's left
what's
up to your
realistic.
own interpretation.
No, it's just realistic in our court. Not even own interpretation. What's realistic to our court system?
Okay, but you talking about how it ended and it being realistic to the court system, and
It was very wire-ish of me.
I'm saying during the season, as it was playing, I had a bunch of questions that I was waiting for them to get answered, just in terms of character development, and it didn't. And that's where Interrogation kind of takes off.
Well, I have to watch it
Because
I can't
there
wait to.
are, let's say there's 10 episodes. I don't know because I'm still watching it. But let's say there's 10 episodes. This is the only series where they tell you on the screen, hey, watch these episodes in any order that you like. There is no order.
Yeah. How to Get Away with Murder kind of does that.
No, you still kind of got to watch that in order. Now, they tell the story out of
yeah.
order, but you have to watch it in order. This one, every episode is
Black
named.
Mirror does that.
Every episode, I hate
it-
Black Mirror.
Don't, come on, son.
I hate Black Mirror.
Mirror is great.
I hate Black Mirror.
I don't know about the movie shit, but
No,
Why you hate it though?
the series is great.
There's so many good episodes.
It's great when it's great. What about the bad ones?
There's not that many bad ones.
Yes, there is.
Nah.
Let's debate that next week.
I'm with
I
Parks.
want to.
The last three, the movie, and then the last.
I never watched the movie.
But
But I'm
Those
with
first two
Parks.
seasons were incredible.
That shit's is really good.
I have to go get refreshed. I thought a lot of that shit was like, if I think it's too weird, like it's probably too weird. But when they hit it, they hit.
I've been watching Westworld. That's getting a little too weird for me.
Never watched
I don't know if
Westworld.
you're hip to Westworld. It's always weird, but they're getting a little too weird with it.
Did we talk about Waco off mic or on mic? Sorry if
off
I'm
mic.
repeating myself.
Yes, we talked about it in 2018.
All right. Wait, hold on.
I
No.
didn't see it.
I want to note that Joe is the guy that said, "Oh, you're just hearing about this artist."
Hipster Joe.
Well, no, and you know, in you guys' defense, what I will say is not so many people have that Paramount network, and I do.
I don't.
Paramount came
So,
out
yes,
with some of my
I
favorite
watch
crime
the shit
docs, so I
on
watch
Netflix.
it. And Waco was one of them. And Waco,
And they also did the Khalif Browder and the Trayvon series. So it is.
Oh,
good.
well, I watched both of those.
Paramount is great.
Yeah,
It's great,
They,
but
they killed those.
Waco was great.
Waco's great. I
Waco's
didn't
great.
realize how fucked up that shit was.
Yeah. I remember hearing about Waco and like casual conversation with people that were of age at that time, but I had no idea. That was nuts.
I was of age, but I never heard about it as anything other than a mass suicide cult situation.
Yeah, as you get older and get into that story, it's definitely gives you a whole different feeling of what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went back.
But
fucked
a
up.
great series, like how they shot the whole thing, told the story, and every time I watch one of those type of things that I love, I end up becoming that guy that watches every side documentary and researches. Like I went fucking ham on Waco after I watched that shit.
I watched, and I've seen so many of the murder mystery court cases. Just about any famous case, I've seen it. But I went back to watch the doc about the young lady that was dating the boyfriend that was suicidal, and where she was convincing him to commit suicide, and he did it, and then they brought her to court. That has to be one of the more interesting cases I've ever seen. Like,
I don't think I ever saw that.
No, because how do you charge it?
But you've heard about that story.
You know that situation. It was a big situation.
You maybe don't remember it right this second, but it was
don't.
big when it happened. It was a young white girl. She's 17, high school
No,
student.
younger than 17. I
It's
think.
15, 16.
What era was this?
A few years ago.
Yeah, a couple years ago.
Oh, okay, recently.
Yeah, it's
and,
recent.
and what the scenario was it was clearly a really depressed kid, and
he had mental health issues.
he was dating a girl, and she was encouraging him to commit suicide. So they then charged her. I want to say manslaughter.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what the exact charge was.
But it was something along the lines that you were definitely part of this. You drove this young man to kill himself.
Yeah, it's really interesting because, I mean, her attorneys were arguing, hey, she wasn't there. She had nothing to do with him actually committing this act. Like, you can't try someone as an adult for just talking to someone. They were in a relationship. Like, he wanted to end it. She loved him. He wanted to be put out of his misery, and she was aiding in that.
Yeah.
And they charged her. It was just real interesting case to watch. I've gone back to watch that. I've gone back to watch some of my just favorite cases, and that's where I'm at now because TV and production and all that shit is slow.
Super interesting case.
Yeah.
Did you guys do Little Fires Everywhere yet?
No, but I keep hearing about it.
It's good.
I keep hearing it's good.
Everyone around me says it's the greatest shit ever.
Yeah, but the name sounds so soft.
What'd you say?
The name sounds so soft, number one.
Oh, no.
But listen, Parks, listen, hear me out. Not only does the name sound so soft, but I'm coming from the school of watching This Is Us and then watching a few shows try to be built in the vein of This Is Us, a million little things. So now when I hear Little Fires Everywhere, it sounds like...
Oh, it's not really like that.
Got it.
It's more like, do you watch, is it Big Little Lies with Reese Witherspoon on
That was great.
HBO?
That was great. That was good. Savon, shut up, please. Don't do that again.
So I thought it was going to be like that, but it's very much not. And it was really good. It wasn't like the best thing I ever seen, but it's definitely.
I gotta finish Big Little Lies. Actually, I left it somehow when the whole town found out.
Town.
You gotta watch.
I love Reese
You gotta
Witherspoon.
watch
I love her.
the Nicki Jam series.
Oh no, Nicki Minaj got gems, man.
Nah, she do.
Nah, the Nicki Jam shit on Netflix.
Who's Nicki Jam?
Nicky Jam, like the reggaeton guy?
Yeah, that shit is dope. I'm on episode 5, season 1. Well, it's only one season, it's 13 episodes of episode. I'm on episode 5.
What's
But
the
what
show
is it?
about?
It's a show about based on events in his life, like in his rise to stardom.
Oh, I want to see
It's
that.
dope though. Yeah, you would like it. It's dope.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that.
Maul,
for sure.
before we end this thing, come on, give us at least Give us at least 2 minutes on your thoughts on the Jordan doc. Come on, just 2 minutes. You taking off. You a star. You a star.
Nah, man. I mean, there's not too much.
Taking the R out of shit is hilarious.
Yo, Maul is a star.
Yo, Maul, if you could somehow compare him to LeBron in here too, that would be
I don't do that.
Yo, we would take off.
But Parks, that's the
Maul.
crazy thing. I don't do that. I
Mo,
just
can you
respond to
move?
people doing
Can you
that.
move your camera just a bit to your
Yeah,
right?
come on, show us the Jordan shit. Come
Just
on,
to your
let's-
right.
come
Just
on.
to your right.
Come on, swag him out. Swag him out.
See him? You see him?
You
I mean,
see, look at-
it's. I don't do the comparison.
Yo, and first of all, I want to note how hard it is to post a picture, anything on brick.
Yeah,
not really.
that's true.
Yeah,
You know how difficult that is?
Not really.
Hey, listen, if I had Isaiah Thomas' phone number, I would call him right now to say, yo, dog, it was all of them. Like,
What you mean?
stop.
Oh, the Dream Team?
Fam, stop putting this on Mike. It was not just Mike.
Yeah.
All of them hated you. All of them.
Yeah.
Larry ain't fuck with you. Magic ain't fuck with you. I know Charles ain't fuck with you. That's Mike's man.
The crazy part about it, like the craziest part, and rest in peace, was that, you know, Chuck Daly, which was Isaiah's coach, he was just like, whatever, y'all don't want him here, he's not here. And people, you know, they never really talked about that element of it. Like Chuck Daly was the head coach of that team. So it was kind of like at some point he had to say, okay,
Yeah, but did
fine.
you hear that stupid shit Mike said?
What about
Listen, Rod Thorne called me.
Mm-hmm.
I asked who was going to be playing.
which is a question you would ask if they ask me.
Yeah, who all going to be there?
Yeah, who we rolling with? Yeah.
And then Rod Thorne said, the player you're talking about is not going to be there. He's not going to be there. And then Mike said, hey, we never mentioned his name. we never spoke about it. I don't know what transpired. Nigga, man, come on, Maul.
Yeah.
Come on, Maul.
No,
Come
I
on,
get it.
man.
It was definitely a thing, but like you said, it wasn't just Mike. Though.
No, it was all of them. But I mean,
Yeah, it was a few players on the team that just wasn't, you know, they wasn't rocking with Isaiah like that. Now, don't get it twisted. Isaiah absolutely deserved to be there.
Maul,
I think you guys are talking about an episode that didn't come out, by the way.
no. The Dream Team
The
episode?
Dream Team?
No, it didn't.
That was not out.
Were you aware on Sunday? No, the Dream Team. We have not gotten to the Dream Team at all. Y'all are just talking.
Oh, but people know.
Oh, well, the next episode. Well, the next episode.
Yeah, no. Y'all are just talking.
Wait,
shit.
actually, all right, so, that was just the Pistons that happened. Well, the next two episodes is the Dream Team and Tony Kukoc.
Yeah.
Did they talk about Tony Kukoc?
No.
Maul, tell me you don't feel bad about Tony Kukoc. Honestly.
As far
That's
as
fucked
what?
up. All
Feeling
right,
bad?
I'm done with you. I'm finished with you.
No, I'm asking you as far as
You didn't
feel
even
bad
let
as
him
far as
answer.
what? Yeah,
Tony,
feel bad as far as what?
Tony Kukoc was Jerry Krause's guy who he scouted, came in, loved him, hugged him, paid him more than Scotty. Dream Team went out. Pippen and Mike told the rest of them, yo, we got Kukoc. He didn't score no points the first time. They trashed his name. Then he came back the second time. He had a better game. But then when he got to Chicago, he was still treated a certain way. And then Mike says, listen, that was how he was introduced to us from Jerry Krause. Like, we didn't have nothing against him. But Pippen's not getting paid. You bigging up this foreign dude that we think we don't even belong over here with us. Like, I felt, and Kukoc, wait, no, you shut up. And Kukoc is sitting there, Maul, looking as innocent as ever, saying, hell, fam, I had no idea what was happening in America. I don't know what Jerry did. I didn't know Scotty wasn't getting paid. I was just coming to play ball. And
But Mike made a good point, though. Mike made a good point. If he couldn't handle that, like if you couldn't handle that physicality of that, then the NBA might not be for you.
Well, I feel bad. I feel bad for Tony Kukoc and Isaiah Thomas, and that's where I'll sit. Because that's fucked up. Yo, because you know why? When we talk,
to be there. He deserved to be there.
Bigger than that, when we talk about Isaiah, and I'm going to shut up from here, and we heard him, I heard him say it recently, we don't talk about Isaiah damn near could have won 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
They could have been fighting for the 3-peat when he went down against the Lakers, because they win that game if you don't go down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's 3 of them. And then we hold Isaiah Thomas in a different light. I just think it's fucked up. That's all. I'm shutting up. I don't have no Jordan hate. I'm done. And that's it. I just enjoy your tweets after every Jordan doc goes off.
No, but it's just that because people keep
you hit the streets. Now you hit the streets.
But it's just that people keep bringing up LeBron. I don't speak about LeBron. I'm talking about the Jordan doc.
I'm talking about you a star.
No, people just keep bringing up LeBron. I'm like, why do y'all keep doing it? I'm just talking about the Jordan documentary. LeBron is a great player in his aspect, his own right. Stop whenever somebody says Jordan, you don't have to mention LeBron, and people continue to do that. So,
Am I wrong because I want Aaron Rodgers to shit on Jordan Love the way Brett Favre shitted on him?
No,
I want to see it.
not at all.
That's all I got. I'm done. That's it for my sports talk.
cool.
Yeah,
I'm totally done. All right. Let me just do a proper outro. Hold up. All right. I'm ready. And I'm out. Oh, man. Good pod today, fellas.
for sure.
Sometimes we got to come in here and be responsible and be mature. It's not the most fun thing to do, but it's very necessary.
Always necessary.
Very necessary.
True indeed.
Nobody has been running from anything. Let's address it.
Listen, you can't run a glass table talk.
No,
You
it's not
can't.
happening.
You can't do that.
Not with Joda right there.
Exactly. Listen, man, I hope we were responsible in our message. I hope we did not offend. Again, I want to apologize to any victims out there that, just for your experience. Honestly.
OD.
That's just the bottom line of it. We love you. We stand with you. We support you. And hopefully this doesn't happen again anytime soon. If it does, hopefully we're better equipped with how to deal with it. I want to shout out to all the essential workers out there still. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We cannot thank you enough. Who else? There was somebody else I wanted to shout out that I don't really remember. Right? Shout out to anybody.
Gotta shout out to healthcare.
Yeah. That's in my.
Gotta shout out to healthcare workers.
That's in my essential work. Shout out to the healthcare workers. Shout out to
Shout
anybody.
out to the workers at the grocery stores.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Shout out to anybody that has been personally affected by COVID-19. I feel you and I'm with you, man. We gonna get out of here. We will be back on Saturday. Saturday, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Anything fun happening this weekend? No, right? Just good weather?
You know nothing is happening fun this weekend.
No, I see people dying to get out their fucking house. Like, it's so important that you feel comfortable at home.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, home is important, man. You do not have to rush out there. It's still dangerous. It is still deadly. I don't care what your local government is saying. Or
Shout out and condolences to people that do not have the greatest home situation.
Yes.
Thank you, Parks. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was going to be my point of not everyone has the greatest home.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Happy Ramadan too. We didn't mention that last week to those that celebrate and practice.
Happy Ramadan.
For sure.
True indeed. Listen, y'all hold it down out there. We are getting out of here. Until the next time, keep us in your prayers. Lord knows we need to be there. Till next time, I bid you adieu, farewell, adios, hasta la vista, so long, goodbye, arrivederci, all that good shit. Remember that life is a series of moments and moments pass. So let's make this one last as if it's all we have. And remember, if you don't want the moment to last, it is totally on you to change it. Totally on you to change it.
I will say, jokes aside for everyone here, I do love you guys dearly, and I thank you guys for everything for the past 2 days.
I love
you too,
I
bro.
love you
Yeah,
too.
no. Like, for real. I know. Jokes aside, I love y'all.
I love you. You already know I'm here if you ever need to talk, if you ever need to kick about some real shit.
Yeah.
If you ever need advice, I'm here with you.
I'm aware of that.
I don't want to get too mushy here, but you know how I give it up.
Yeah, no.
So if you need me,
That's you my go-to.
I'm
here. Same here.
All right, y'all hold it down out there, man. Enjoy y'all week. Stay safe out there. Stay off the fucking blogs. Hard to make a blog when you can't go outside, but some of y'all are doing it.
Oh, no, they doing it. They doing it.
Yo, next week I'll talk about how hard the bloggers' jobs is now, but they finding the teeth. They gonna get.
It's hard to find it, but they gonna find it.
They gonna make a little baby want to get away from QC. Shut up, nigga. Shout out to Baby. Shout out to P. Coach K. We getting out of here. Enjoy your week, man.